this letter find you and find you well. I hope to see you today in the studio at noon Eastern so we could once again talk about nusses and hussies. I doubt to put up any roadblocks for a big-headed buffoon like me. I hope to shake my friend's hand. I hope to see my friend once again. I hope to give you a Tecmo Bowl high five. I hope.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't mind if I do.
Are you ready? Covino and Rich. Are you ready?
Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready.
Heard all about it on the radio.
Get ready.
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball!
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
Yeah, let's go. Really nice to you, man. Tecmo Bowl high five. There we go. Thanks for the letter, man. Made my day.
Hey, no problem, bud.
Covino and Rich. Steve Covino, Rich Davis, what up? Spotty, the producer, celebrating Pride Month. And he's celebrating all month. If you're not watching, you should be, but he's in the butthole center of a prideful anus.
Hey, Spotty.
I went from Uranus to Uranus.
Yeah.
Instead of gay pride every day, why don't you tell us something that you're proud of? It'll be a good exercise. What are you proud of? Your triceps?
Okay, Dad.
What are you proud of, son? Your squat work?
Yeah. Proud that I went to the gym last night, even though I didn't want to.
Yeah, that he doesn't skip leg day like we do.
Yeah.
Leg day.
Did you see all the experts that came out of the woodwork to tell us that we need to work out on our legs?
It's true.
Okay, experts.
It's true.
You know what?
Sure.
It's true.
If I had chicken legs, that would be one thing. But I don't. I have.
I do. I'm
Some
saying
people are
everybody's an
naturally
expert.
blessed, but that doesn't mean that you still don't need to put in work.
Yeah, but I play
do hikes
sport.
and
I play
stuff.
sports like 3 days a week.
It's good enough for me.
I go to the gym. I go to.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's
It's
because
a
I
different
don't.
type of muscle work.
We had a conversation recently about like leg workouts or something like that. It came up. Spot got real workout ompus.
No, I didn't.
Is it workout ompus? Fit nompus?
I just got it.
He got real
Fit
fitness.
nompus.
Fit nompus. He got real fitness pompous. And everyone's like, yeah, Spot's right, man. These guys don't know anything about leg work.
Leave the gym talk to Spot.
I mean, that is true.
I mean, I'm not saying you're not knowledgeable. I'm saying all the experts came out of the woodwork.
Riches.
Rich is what?
Saying that I'm not knowledgeable.
Oh, no, I'm not.
I think you're very knowledgeable. I just find it funny that people forget that, we're in our 40s and Covino and I have dabbled at the gym since we were like 18. Like, so
dabbler.
we're not newbies just because Spot dove in head first like Greg Louganis at the Olympics.
No, well, put it this way. I know the importance of leg day. I just don't care about it that much. I don't,
Agreed.
because I think things to
If you neglect your leg workouts
counteract it. No,
for several days
I walk
per
a
week
lot.
or weeks at a time, you'll start to see a decline in your muscle tone and performance.
I know it's better for your core too. I get all that, but thank you guys for being the experts of everything. Thank you to all the Lanny Poffos out there. We appreciate all the genii who participate on the daily.
I have so many
As
things.
I rip the mic. That's what I do. I rip the mic
on the daily.
Say me, say many. Say me, say many money. Say me, say many, many money.
Is that how many mics you rip on the daily?
Anyway, shout out to the Fugees.
There are so many things I want to get to today. So let's dive right in. But I said to you,
Can I say this, though?
Yeah.
I hope you had a Colorado Avalanche sort of night. Western Conference champions. And the
Champions.
Rangers take on Tampa Bay today. And I hope you had
an Escobar type of night?
an Escobar type
Oh.
of night, hitting for the cycle kind of night. Not a Nonito Donaire kind of night. No. Not a Filipino Flash kind of night, right? Miguel Miggs? No, not
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying.
There was a fight last night?
I'm sorry,
I'll
what?
tell you about it later.
I don't know, but I like Miguel Miggs. Good dude.
There was a fight last night, no invite?
It was at 2 a.m. in Japan.
No invite?
In Hapon?
Yeah, I woke up and saw the results. I was like, ooh.
So too sexy.
Anyway.
I was hoping for an invite to come over and watch the fight at 2 a.m.
Yeah, well,
Man.
not anymore.
Man.
Well, I have I had a dumb thought, and it just, fuck, I had like 6 dumb thoughts, and we're going to get to them all today.
I mean, you could just say you had 6 thoughts.
It's true. Fair enough.
Shazam.
You said something the other day to me. Man, you're really awesome. I'm so glad I met you as a co-host. But you said something besides that.
I said, my wife left town without a banana. My love's a rotten deal. I remember saying that to you.
My life is slipping away.
My baby's slipping. My baby's slipping away. I remember
You
singing
said that too.
Yeah.
What else did you say? You said, man, look at my hair. And I said, yeah, man, you do got fucking good hair.
I was like, for 45, I'm going to be 46 in like a month.
Man,
Hairline's not
I've
bad.
Never seen hair like that on someone your age.
Full recovery too, almost.
What else did you say?
After COVID and everything, I had COVID hairline.
You said to me that it might even have been a person. Like, something ever pop in your head, and if it didn't happen in that moment, there's a good chance you never would have thought about it the rest of your life. Like a person, a teacher, a coach, a store, an event, something that happened in your life.
Someone posted a clip of Adam Shine, and this is nothing against Adam Shine. I've always liked the guy, and
who's better than you?
We had parallel sort of careers. Like we came up together. I've known him for a real long time. I haven't thought about the dude in 3 years and what's today? June 6th or 7th?
7th.
3 years and 7 days. Like I was like, oh my God, I haven't thought about Adam Shine not once during this whole pandemic and probably a year before that. And I don't know. I didn't
enter your mind.
Didn't even enter my mind.
Probably since we left New York.
And what made it amazing, Spot, is because we work in sports. You would have thought I'd seen a clip, right? And I know he's killing it. He's one of the best. But somehow he's been off my radar. Yeah. So I was amazed by that because I like Adam Shine. I feel like we're professional pals in a way. Mm-hmm. You know, it's nice to see him. And I think he's a funny dude. And I respect his talents. But I really do.
There are times where it could be a person.
Unbelievable.
It could be an event. It could be a mindset you have. And you're like, why do I even have this mindset? Like, I don't want to go to something stupid. Like, oh, man, I should probably dry my hair off before I go to bed. And you're like, I never thought about why I do that. Wait, my mom used to tell me, don't go to bed with wet hair, Richie. You'll get a stiff neck. And you're like, oh, that's why I do it? That's why I stupidly like what?
There's probably a reason why you do everything and you just don't even realize.
Yeah, it's all subconscious or events in your life that.
So anyway, you're talking about like random epiphanies, right?
Yeah.
Realizations.
That's why I always dry my D before I go to bed.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to get.
Urkelay told you that.
Actually, no. You're.
So I don't wake up with a stiffy.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's why I do. That's why I do go to bed with a damn penis. So, I don't know if anyone else's coach did this. This is one of those. I have not thought of this in probably 30 years. What did you call it in your hometown? Was it All-Stars or tournament team where it was double elimination and that's how you got to the Little League World Series?
All-Star team. Little League All-Star team.
Going back to Rich's mind.
It was my favorite time. Little League season was over and then they picked the All-Star team. And that All-Star team would be in the Little League World Series tournament. Now, it was double elimination. Truth be told,
they threw me for a loop.
Every team I was on, maybe we won 1 or 2 games. Every year we went in with the high hopes of like, we're going to win the Little League World Series. You win like 1 or 2 games. Then you start getting to like now the county and the state and you lose. Boom, you're out. And the teams that keep winning are the ones that play in Cooperstown. Not Cooperstown. Where's South Jersey?
Camden.
No,
South Jersey.
Upstate New York.
You're right. It's Cooperstown.
Cooperstown?
Oh,
upstate New York.
Little League World Series is in Pennsylvania. You put me on the spot. Dang.
Little League World Series.
It's in Pennsylvania.
It's not in Cooperstown. I'm saying you go to Hooverville.
Oh, it's going to bother me so much.
Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Williamsport.
Yeah.
How annoying. Common knowledge.
I remember my Little League coach getting adamant about, hey, if we have a tournament game tonight, a Little League World Series game tonight, we're talking like the All-Star team, double elimination, you lose twice, you're out. He wouldn't allow us to go to the swimming pool that day. Like the community pool in my neighborhood, Rath Park, where all the kids hung out, played handball, basketball, went swimming. It was like the hang, right? Rath Park, Franklin Square. It was the hang.
the only hang Rich knew about.
Yeah. But he's like, yeah, if I catch you at Rath Park or here,
You'll feel the wrath.
that you were swimming the day of an all-star game, you're benched. And I had a thought today because I was like, I have softball tonight. And I was like, I want to go in the pool with Emmy. And I should, like, why am I even debating going in the pool? I'm like, oh my God. Subconsciously in the back of my mind, I've been convinced, like, a fighter that has sex is weak in the knees. If you're playing any type of sports, a day out in the sun in the pool or the beach, you're just going to be drained of your energy.
So what's your coach's name? Coach who?
Mr. Oliver.
Mr. Oliver was still in your brain.
30-something years
Mr.
later.
Oliver planted a seed that was there till this day, and you didn't even know it.
Like, yeah, maybe I should. Wait, why am I? Yeah, of course I'm going to go in the pool today. Why wouldn't I? But yeah, Spot, you were looking confused. Like you don't understand that.
No, I understand. It was kind of a weird. It's weird that he had that power over you, though.
Well, no, every
Seed
kid
planted.
No, every kid was like, yeah, you're not going to the pool, right? No, I'm not. You don't want to be drained, right? Think of that. When you're 12, 11, 10 years old, if you're at the pool doing cannonballs all day in the sun, you think you're going to be your best for a baseball game that night?
I thought he would say because like you didn't deserve to go. You had to be on your.
I mean, it's
A
all
game.
little things like that. Things that people told you, things that you saw in the news, things you've seen in movies. Like you don't like driving behind some truck who's
got big
logs.
Big logs because
He's
of
like, I saw
Final Destination.
I
always check the tray before.
But you move away. You don't consciously think of why. You just move away.
Oh no, I
because you're
consciously
like,
think of why.
But then you forget.
No, but
sometimes
he's right
what
though.
the
My
reason
sister
is.
actually posted that recently as like, it's a very common one, but my sister posted that recently where it's like, there's never been a more impactful movie moment where everyone now, because of Final Destination, if you're behind a truck carrying logs, you're like, no, I'm going to change lanes. I don't need that shit.
I've seen it a lot.
They said the biggest one of all time was Jaws. I saw an article about how before the Jaws movies, yes, sharks were scary, but people really didn't have the fear that number one huge blockbuster movie put in. Steven Spielberg, they didn't even show the shark for the first hour or whatever of the movie.
Exactly, just some weird fun fact.
Just the
like that.
fear of sharks developed in the 70s.
There's all sorts of family wives' tales and things like that stick in my brain, and I don't do them, and I don't consciously think about why, but there's a reason. Maybe it's a relative that told you this, your parent, or coach, like Mr. Oliver. But
Don't do this or don't
someone
do
in my
that.
family, I believe it was like my Uncle Victor told my mom or something. I don't know how the story goes, but you don't eat bananas at night because you'll have nightmares. And I don't eat bananas at night. Like to me, that's just a morning treat.
There goes your social life.
Yeah, I don't eat. Yeah, that's Stevie's gay. Stevie's gay. Stevie's gay. Stevie's gay. I'm not eating bananas at night.
He always eats the biggest banana. We know that.
You know what nightmares you start having? Chugging on some pole. So I stay away from that at night. Like after 6, no way. No bananas for this guy. I don't want to have some weird dream and then question my sexuality. No way.
Why?
The
Why
yellow.
not?
The yellow.
Be comfortable with yourself.
I am, but I don't want to. I don't want to be putting a weird dream that I never asked for.
The yellow on the flag is for dudes.
Hey,
that eat
wait a
bananas.
Yeah, it's
second.
for bananas. The orange is for oranges.
What are all you guys doing here? I don't want to be,
All of a sudden, you're in a blowbang in your
I
dream.
don't want to be in a blacked video all of a sudden. What's going on?
Hold.
Wake up.
What?
Wake up. But anyway, so subconsciously,
1, 2, 3. No.
I don't ever have a banana after sun goes down. But I think that's the reason. I'm almost positive. Like when someone in my mom's family said, yeah, you're not supposed to. It sits heavy in your stomach and you get nightmares. All right, cool.
Saw a clip.
Noted.
Like I know, is it still you're not supposed to like swim for 15 minutes after eating?
Yeah.
These are all bullshit
I mean,
nonsense.
yeah, but these are things that
they're
we
all
were
no, they're
told.
all nonsense.
But I'll always have them in my brain. Oh, I can't go in the pool.
But the point is, seed was planted.
Seed.
You live your life this certain way. Sometimes you forget what the reason even is. So Rich caught himself thinking, why can't I go swimming today? I'm an adult. Oh, because Mr. Oliver said no.
Yeah.
Mr. Oliver
and
said
honestly,
no.
it's like fun, meaningless Tuesday night softball. But in my mind, it's like, well, you don't play ball and swim on the same day. That's crazy. Why would you do such a thing?
Especially an all-star. What kind of all-star
I mean, come on. What type of
isn't
all-
ready for the
Yeah,
game?
Exactly. Come on.
But show the real all-star, bro. Just for the fun of it. For the fun of tier 2. Got to give people a reason to subscribe. Tier 2. Look at that all-star, bro. The Easton.
I don't know. You look pretty tan. You sure you went to the pool that day or what?
Look at that
Were you
glow.
swimming? Were you
Union
swimming?
all-star, dude. I hit a home run that day for sure. Look at the Eye Levato.
My mother-in-law says all this shit, and I always have to.
I was on my way to Williamsport.
I always have to kindly correct
Lamade
her.
Field.
I always
Look
have
at
to
that guy.
kindly.
It's like an artistic rendering.
It does. It looks like an oil
I think
painting.
my mom
Did-
put some sort of weird filter
Did Uncle
on it.
Joe? Did Uncle Joe like paint this?
No.
Oil on
You know
canvas?
my big takeaway of this photo
They
is?
called me Stevie the Jet.
My big takeaway from that photo is that
My Franklin batting gloves?
no,
your
the
mullet?
Easton bat brought back a memory. Like that was the bat.
That was the bat.
That was the before kids started getting like their special bats.
That was the
the
bat.
like top line generic little league bat. That
was
Easton
the bat.
right there.
Every kid wanted to borrow it.
Did you
Like
have a
kids from
mullet?
other teams. No, I had like a Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
Like a, an 80s haircut. It's really what it was.
Impressive.
Michael J. Fox. I mean, everyone had that hairdo.
Come on.
Right? Come on. Just a little long in the back. That's an all-star. I was on my way to Howard J. Lamade Field. Is that how you say it? Williamsport. Couldn't think of it. Fuck.
Williamsport. How do you that? You of all people. You of all
It's like
people.
you caught me off guard. You said Cooperstown, and it sort of blocked my real thought. You put up an obstacle. Rich threw a detour into my train of thought. Cooperstown. No, wait.
What?
Coopersville.
Williamsport.
Where?
Every kid wanted to get to Williamsport,
Why?
Pennsylvania.
Now you get to
So-
Williamsport.
That's a funny thought. A thought,
Practice.
if you're not following the train track of thought, I hadn't thought of Adam Shine in 3 years. Blew my mind.
I had not thought
Rich
of
hadn't thought of,
my little league coach, Mr. Oliver, in 35 years.
and then the lessons he taught you.
Yo,
But
spot
the
it.
seed was planted.
Since we're showing little league photos on
Is this going to be a special treat?
on a random treat of a Tuesday. No, I just sent you two random ones. Me at the Little League parade. Remember those memories? Marching in the Little League parade.
Oh, you were the Mets?
I was luckily I won the
You won the Little League lottery.
Little League lottery. I was on the team I liked.
For Dale Mortgage Banker School?
No, it's Dale.
It's Dale Mortgage.
Yeah, it was a Cuban guy owned it. Dale.
Dale.
Wow.
Look at that.
Look at a hat.
Yeah.
One of those foamy Little League hats.
Me, my brother, and my sister for the Little League parade.
God, look at that mullet. There's a mullet.
It's a skullet.
Skullet.
And Rich
Leave me
is on the
alone.
right, right?
You have like the Scut Farkas.
Rich is
I
the
do.
guy, Rich is the one in the green shirt, right? No, because Rich said he said mullet, and that's all I see.
Yeah.
I just see your sister's
Honestly,
long
did
hair.
Rich have the Scut Farkas?
Cry, baby, cry.
That's a haircut right there. How dare
What is that?
Wow. And you were Dwight Gooden, Joe Montana, number 16?
you? Number 16. That's my lucky number ever since.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So Jason Nichols, what's up? Homer Camacho, orale. Steve Racho, Lisa, P10. Thank you guys for hanging
you
out.
like that mullet, don't you?
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for all your feedback. It's a funny thought. It's a 2-part doozy.
Yeah.
Things you haven't thought about in a minute. And the reasons you do certain things. You might not even realize unless you really reverse engineer the thought
Yeah, like
and backtrack and rewind and
right, I do
be
this.
kind and all that stuff. Yeah.
Even little things like when someone says, "Hey, do you want a bagel?" Most of my life, I've opted for with some butter. I'm like, why don't I do cream cheese? And then I realized cream cheese is delicious, but why don't I? And then you do reverse engineering of your life. You're like, well, hold on a second. Hey, Mom.
Oh, cream cheese is for losers.
That's why. What? What was that, Dad? Cream cheese is for losers.
Cream cheese is for losers.
Hold on, Mom. What? Do you like Richie? I just get a weird reaction to cream cheese, so we didn't have it often. There's your explanation. Dad said it was for losers, and Mom had an allergic reaction.
Cream cheese is for losers.
But there's always an explanation as to
Winners use butter.
honestly.
Just echoes in Rich's brain.
Winners use butter.
Let's backtrack. Ready? Let's give an example of something where it's like, well, not peculiar, but like, all right, Covino doesn't eat seafood. Reverse engineer. Why?
Because my parents didn't eat seafood.
So
And they were like very...
seafood. Crustaceans.
Oh, I know. Because Big Steve once said, "Yeah, shrimps are for wimps."
Yeah, shrimps are for wimps.
So you're
Remember
like,
that? And my mom was like,
Shrimps are for wimps.
Oh, seafood will give you diarrhea, Steven. Oh, I don't like it.
Shrimps are for wimps and diarrhea.
Yeah.
I don't eat cheese because My dad was always like, yeah, I don't like cheese. For real.
So everything. So if you don't think your parents have an
Direct
influence on you, but I had that Dickie Do revelation, like a year ago or so, where I was like, oh, wait, maybe my childhood did have a reflection on me.
It's just funny because the cheese we knew as children was Kraft Singles.
I mean, they had major influence. Like, people they talked about, you just formed your opinions on them the way your parents talked about them constantly.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, he's an asshole. So that guy your dad was always talking about, you're like, yeah, he's an asshole. There was no way as a kid you're like, I think Dad is wrong about that guy. Seems like a swell fella.
Why do I like Steven Seagal more than Van Damme? Oh, Van Damme seems to me like a pussy. Like, I don't like. It's probably something your parents said that you somehow kept that opinion.
For sure. You made some sort of opinion based on it.
On the accent.
But yeah, honestly, the seafood one for you is simply like, you're like, as a grown man now, you're like, nah, I don't do crustaceans, bro. You are missing out on all this great seafood, sushi, shrimp, oysters.
Yeah, but I really don't
everything.
like it now.
Yeah, but
even when I try it.
Yeah, but because you subconsciously have been conditioned
I canceled that. You know, I canceled that in my life.
You mentally canceled it out.
So like, I just don't like the texture.
Maybe just think of a random question. Remember when you inappropriately said to one of your ex's friends, I'll eat your sushi?
Yeah, I referenced that
You referenced it yesterday.
Right. If you didn't eat sushi, then you actually did mean it in a negative way.
Yeah, since you don't eat seafood, you were referring to her vagina.
I was like, I'm curious because, yeah, you don't eat sushi.
I don't know what I meant. And if that's what I
did you mean?
I don't know. I was drunk and it was like the last thought that came out of my brain.
You didn't want her sushi.
Dude, it was the weakest
So you wanted her sushi.
thing I could have said. And then everyone stopped. And they're like, what did he say? I'm like, what did I just say? It's horrible.
Preston.
And why did I refer to it as sushi? This is terrible.
It's pretty great. It's gross on every level.
Yeah,
it's like a bad joke and gross. Preston said it best. Our parents, the original influencers.
For sure.
Want me to give you a list that I found, though, real quick to wrap this up? It's 10 myths your parents told you that have been debunked.
I love it.
These are things your parents told you.
Should I get like numbers or something?
No. Okay. Number 10.
Number 10.
Parents, don't crack your knuckles. You'll get arthritis early.
Crack my knuckles.
I've heard that shit all the time.
For sure.
Yeah, crack it. Do a little, don't crack your knuckles.
Number 9.
Debunked. Cracking your knuckles may cause weakness in your hands temporarily, but there's no proof of any reported cases of arthritis being caused by children cracking knuckles.
Number 9.
Good one.
Parents, you know, the more you shave, the thicker the hair will grow back.
Yeah.
That's why I don't shave my balls. Number 8.
Debunked.
We all had relatives, I'm sure, at one point rocked a baldo Ronaldo. You're like, what's going on?
Hey.
And they were hoping that their hair grew back thicker.
Maybe the tips of your hair feel more stubbly, but the hair definitely does not grow back thicker. There's no registered proof of that actually happening.
I think it only grew back thicker when your Aunt Carmela shaved her mustache.
I shaved.
Right, Spotty?
Carmela, you look great. Oh, thank you, Richie.
Every time I shave my beard, my dick gets thicker.
Good one.
Good one, Spot.
Good one. Thanks, guys.
Good one, Spot. Hey, anything?
Good one.
Happy
man.
Pride.
You just subliminally junked me.
Yeah.
I'm going to have nightmares.
Number 8.
Number 8.
You know our dog's mouth is cleaner than humans.
Barf.
Debunked. Dogs and humans have around the same amount of bacteria in their mouths. But we practice something called dental hygiene, and dogs eat their own shit.
In this household, though, that doesn't hold true.
Oh, no.
As we learned yesterday, Rich wants to eat Piper shit.
Did say that.
He did say that.
No cap.
Yeah,
no cap.
Okay.
What do you mean no cap?
If you're confused, listen to yesterday's show. Rich said he would eat shit.
There's more to it, but listen to yesterday's show.
No, that was it.
Okay, that was it.
Rich wants to eat Piper shit.
I eat piece of shit like you for breakfast.
You Piper shit for breakfast.
Number
By the way,
7.
Number 7.
Don't eat banana shits at night, just in case.
Yeah.
Get nightmares.
Good one.
Number 7.
Number 7.
Parents. You know, I read we only use 10% of our brain. Debunked. Most people
Really?
actually believe this.
Really?
However, if you look at science, to do even the simplest tasks, we use just about all of our brain power. In fact, up to a fifth of the calories we intake a day.
I don't believe that because we know so little about the brain. I think that's a debunked.
We only use 10% of our hearts.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that because they still say we're learning so much about the brain still. So
No.
we're just learning about the brain. I don't buy that.
I think what people picture is like, your brain is like a device, and only like 10% of it is activated, and the rest is just sitting there dormant.
I assume when they say that,
you're using your whole brain, you're just not firing on all cylinders at all times. 'Cause,
Spot's
like,
right.
Certain things to require certain things to be done.
Have you ever had a conversation with my brother? I don't think he's using all his brain.
He uses 1% of his brain.
He's like, what? Yeah.
you know, though,
Floor to ceilings.
I do. There is a
like the state.
what Spot's saying. I hear what he means though, because when someone says, we only use 10% of our brains, I'm assuming like our brain, 90% of it just sitting there dormant and 10% like sparking, and we're like, man, what if we had like the ability to use it all? Like, no, it's.
But I feel like if you were
maybe not at the same time we're using the whole brain.
If you were firing on all cylinders at all times, you would like explode. You'd be like that movie Lucy.
Yeah.
With Scarlett Johansson and her floppers.
What does using your brain really mean anyway?
I don't know. I think Rich was using about 8% of it yesterday.
I don't think there's any brain power used on this show. Number 7. Or was that 7?
Oh, we're up to number 6, dummy.
Number 6.
You're using you can't even fucking count.
Sorry. You distracted me.
Number 6.
Number 6.
And this one, I'm not even joking. It's the first one on the list that I'm like, oh, really? Because my mother would say this. It's against the law to drive with no shoes on.
It's unsafe to drive with no shoes on.
I can't even imagine that being spoken because no one in my family would be rocking no shoes.
Along those lines, and I don't know
we didn't grow up
flip-flops.
like cave people like you.
Well, it's unsafe.
What do you go to the beach? What do you wear? Sneakers to the beach?
You wear shoes
unsafe.
like normal people.
No, normal people don't. Just newsflash, normal people don't wear shoes to the beach.
Cheese weenies wear flip-flops.
It's unsafe.
Cheese weenies. I never saw my dad
How do you dip your feet in the water? You take sneakers and socks off?
I've never seen any man in my life rocking their Cheetos like that.
It's unsafe.
You're a weird guy, bro. You go to the beach in shoes.
In
and
case
socks.
I feel like in case you get in an accident, you need like.
You have sands in your socks like my daughter at the playground.
I don't wear socks. You wear sneakers.
My other thing is
Zapatillos de tenis.
Rashawn just said it. I don't know if this is on the list. Driving with the light on in the car, I always thought was like you couldn't do it.
That's not illegal at all. But
Exactly.
we're taught that.
Like I felt like
if you
turn the light off.
If you were on like a road trip with your parents and like you
never
turned on the little center light,
They had a conniption.
they freaked out like, yeah, that's against the law.
Shut it off! I can't see.
I can't see. Oh, the other cars in the law. Oh, the police.
I never got that. As an adult, I'm like, wait a second. This is no big deal at all.
Though it might not be the smartest thing to do, there's no law in the books anywhere that says it's illegal to drive a car with flip-flops or barefoot, which is what a lot of people are told, especially in beach towns. Like, like I've been told that forever. Oh, interesting. Here's one. Number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5. Parents, don't drink coffee as a kid. It'll stunt your growth. Debunked. There's no recorded cases of any type of height decrease or height
That's a
stunting
lie.
because of because of coffee being drank.
Kids lifting weights would stunt their growth.
So then what can I say to kids at Starbucks getting coffees?
It'll stunt your growth,
By
kid.
the way, you ever try to get Starbucks
After school.
after school
No.
around 3:00?
Nope.
It's a nightmare.
What, you
It's
mean-
impossible.
you
You walk
mean-
in, you're like, oh my, what is?
So you gotta
school must have just
you gotta
got
beat
out.
them to the mobile order punch because they don't have that.
At the milkshake
Insane.
store? What do you mean they don't have mobile order? They got phones better than you.
Bro, it's crazy how packed a Starbucks is if it's in the vicinity of a school at 3 p.m. You can't get a coffee.
Ain't kidding.
You'll walk in, you'll walk out.
There's also up on Ventura, there's a Chick-fil-A that becomes a fucking
a
nightmare.
hangout.
If you
Yeah.
want to get like an afternoon, let's say you're like running, your meals are off kilter. You know, in those days where your meals are off kilter, you're like, it's 3:00, but I haven't eaten all day, but now I'm going to fuck up when I eat dinner. Try to go to a Chick-fil-A or a Starbucks at 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon. It's a fucking hang.
It's crazy. They take over.
All right.
If you're anywhere by a school.
Number 4.
Are we up to number? Did we do number 5 yet? I don't think we did. I think
You just said 5.
Oh, did I? Okay. Number
You guys
4.
are terrible. For pop radio guys, you guys stink.
Zush fucking nailed it. He predicted this one just now on our feedback. Gum takes 7 years to digest.
I hate that.
Parents, if you swallow gum, it stays in your system for years. Debunked. There's actually no truth at all to this. Gum is just like corn. Your body can digest it. It stays in your system the same amount of time as any other food. It's just that your body doesn't break it down as well. So you just sort of shit out gum more whole than other foods.
Whole foods. Number 3.
If you pee in the pool, the water will turn blue.
I thought that was real.
If you pee in the pool, the water will turn blue.
Aren't there chemicals that can
This is
do
a
that?
tactic used by parents to prevent their kids from peeing in the pool. There's actually no chemical that we know of that added to a pool could change colors if you pee.
That's funny, man. Because I thought that there might be. I've been duped.
Now you can let loose.
It's a good one, though.
Rich, you should search it if there is a chemical that does it in your pool, and you should put it in your pool and see what happens.
Yeah.
By the way, they do this all the time, but they recently did a study at these Vegas pools, like high-end Vegas pools, like the Cosmo.
I don't want to know. Don't say it.
Like E. coli.
I don't want to know.
They found so much like ass remnants that it's just gross.
There's a bunch of ass in there.
Yeah, it's gross.
Like Sebastian.
But not the ass you're thinking, though. Like, God, look at all that ass. Oh, my
mean-
God, there's ass.
I mean, everyone jumps in the pool. Everyone might have ass remnants.
Yeah, but ass remnants, people are peeing. No one cares, dude. Pre-jizz, because everyone's making out. It's gross. Really is gross.
Pre-jizz and ass remnants?
Yeah.
That's why I like the
So I'll see
lazy.
you in Vegas.
I like the lazy river at MGM because it keeps things moving.
So it's a flowing
flowing.
ass remnants and
No,
pre-jizz.
I think the movement kind of filters out all the nastiness.
Yeah, the movement of pre-jizz and ass remnants.
They found all sorts of shit that could kill you.
Number 2.
Number 2.
You swallow up to 8 spiders a year while you're sleeping.
It's not real because I still believe it.
Oh, debunked. This is one of the all-time great urban legends. There's absolutely no research anywhere on Earth that could prove this. Do you think there's a research study about people sleeping with spiders? As far as we know, it's the most bogus, lame lie ever told by parents. How could someone ever determine how many spiders you eat a year?
Sleep studies.
Yeah, but who? Do you think
Capture
there's
it.
sleep studies? Like, yeah, we've got millions of dollars of funding for a spider in your mouth study.
Doc, do I have sleep apnea? No, but you have 10 spiders a night.
They survey
And
100
oh, this
spiders.
is a lame one for number 1. Number 1.
Number 1.
Dogs are colorblind and only see black and white. According to a new study, dogs actually see colors the way we do. They may see red-green. They may be red-green colorblind like some adults, but they don't just see black and white. So, there you go.
Definitely one, I believe, for sure. There's a few good ones in there.
Number 1.
How about this one? My mom always told me my dad was an asshole. Is that true?
That's
But
true.
your father,
That's true.
he's an asshole.
Richie, your father's an asshole.
I've seen your dad make comments on
Oh. Dad's an asshole. Richie, what's the problem? Never listen to Dad.
Oh, yeah. I heard you an asshole.
Rich, Dad's an asshole.
Your stupid father.
Yeah. Right? No, you grew up thinking, my dad is dumb. Why do I think that? Oh, because Mom always said it. That's why. Your stupid father did
said
it.
he was stupid.
Did I tell you?
That's why.
I don't know if I told you. I think I told you, but I also told Nicole my parenting fail with Emmy. As far as I thought, for a minute I was like, oh, that's a smart thing to do. There was a minute where Emmy was scared to go to sleep because she thought pterodactyls were going to get her. And I was like, Emmy, I had to do the whole, baby, dinosaurs, she now knows this, but I was like, dinosaurs lived millions of years ago. They're all gone. There's no dinosaurs at all anymore.
Did they live the way we
And then
think they lived?
Yeah, and then humans came millions of years after that. We never lived with dinosaurs. So I promise you, baby, if you go to sleep right now, I'll lay with you. But pterodactyls, I promise you, no pterodactyls are going to get you while you're sleeping. And then she was still like, but the pterodactyls. I'm like, all right, well, you know what?
Pterodactyl.
You know those little night lights?
Pterodactyl.
I'm sure Melody had one.
Hello,
it's like
Pee-wee.
It's a little.
Remember Terry from Pee-wee's Playhouse? Yeah. Very good to see you, Pee-wee.
It's like a turtle or a little elephant. It's a little light where the shell of the turtle lights up the room.
I love it. Yeah, she had the turtle one.
Yeah, the turtle one. I put it on the blue light, and I go, Emmy, well, get this. I'm going to put your blue light on because pterodactyls are scared of blue light. So as long as you keep this light on, they won't come anywhere near here. So then I was like, so there are pterodactyls? I'm like, oh, fuck, why'd I say that? So then I was like,
That was quick on her part.
oh, wait a minute. So, I mean, no, there's no pterodactyls, but if there were, they're scared of blue lights. Fuck. So,
You know, there is a theory that dinosaurs didn't exist the way we think. I mean, there's theories that they didn't look the way we think. They may have had feathers, different colors.
We know nothing.
But there's a lot of theories with solid backup that they lived in shallow waters.
Oh.
And that's why they're shaped the way they were, and that's why their fossils are found where we find them. And they were in the water.
I get fascinated. The more I look up dinosaur stuff, because the kids are both obsessed.
So basically, they're just floating around and
the feather thing is something that I found interesting because that was only over the last decade.
You in a pool?
Over the last decade,
Just floating around.
over the last decade, that whole hey, dinosaurs, that became more of a fun story. Like dinosaurs may have all had feathers, and any depiction of a dinosaur is a complete guess.
Mm-hmm.
Color, skin, anything. It's all just guessing. We're guessing what a species looked like that lived millions of years ago.
So they bring them all back like Jurassic Park. Excited about the new one?
I was outsmarted by a kid. Yes.
I can't wait for the new one.
she was really paying attention. That's the good part.
Can I'm at the stage now, and I have another fun list I want to get to. I know you love lists. But this is a fun list.
So I can do my fun countdown.
This is a fun list.
Again?
It's a list of things that white people say.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I love white people.
And these are good ones. But I got to show you what I had to buy two of.
They're on something wild.
You with Melody, you lucked out in that when you have two kids that are close enough in age, you almost get to the point where you have to buy two of everything unless you want them fighting over the one thing. So let me show you what I have.
No, I know what you mean. So thank you guys for being here. Rich is going to find what he bought two of. Speaking of things to buy,
Butt plugs.
This week, new summer merch. There's a new CNR summer line of t-shirts and summer goods coming your way at shop.covinoandrich.com.
We're revamping the entire store.
Yeah, which is where I got this shirt. Big Steve's Turtle Museum. Oh, cool.
Oh, I was right.
Is this a Megasaurus?
I was right. They are butt
Get
plugs.
it? Megasaurus.
Can you please leave those
For
on the
Pride
desk
Month?
from now on?
Oh, look, a lickalotopus.
No, you get that. You press the button on its tail.
What happened?
These are fucking top notch.
But hit the button.
Ah! These are cool, right?
They are pretty cool.
Are their T-Rex arms really that little though?
Yeah, that's what they think.
Like little arm. Look at those little arms.
Yeah,
give me a one
big.
shot on this bad boy. Little arms like that.
That's why they never paid for dinner.
Yeah.
So, two of everything, bro.
Couldn't reach their wallets.
Two of everything.
That's pretty dope.
That is pretty dope.
I get one of those?
Someone got that for Emmy's birthday. No, someone got it for Emmy, and then Ben was like, I was like, fuck, we got to get a second. I want one too. Jen Brown, I agree.
It's a pretty big hole in the mouth.
Pretty cool.
Super dope.
Baby James needs one of these.
No, but then I got to get Gwenny Goo one.
That's true.
Gwenny Goo.
What happens if you put it in your butt and then you hit the button? Sorry.
Munch on my nuts, this guy.
So, I feel like I'm guilty.
It was me.
I feel like I'm guilty of a lot of these things. This is a list of
Sounds about right.
things that white people love saying.
Man, white people are on something.
White people be tripping.
White people be tripping.
I could see Rich and Sarah playing with those on an edible night. Sarah!
I feel like we're in the land before
I
time.
feel like this is some good shit if you can't reach some shit behind the couch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's like one of those things.
Yeah.
It's your sock. A boot.
So,
Rubber tire.
things that all white people say. And is it white people or is it all people? You tell me. That's another question.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I don't know, but let's hear it.
But I feel like these are designed for not even me. These are
Super
designed
white.
for
Like stepdad
dads,
Garys.
yeah, like stepdad Garys
I mean, there's a lot of stepdad Garys
at
out there.
restaurants or stuff like
Yeah.
that. All right, I'll start with this. I'll just keep scrolling. This is shit white people love to say. when the food is taking too long. What are they doing? Killing the chicken back there?
That's definitely one of those dad jokes.
Yeah. What are they? What are they killing the?
Are these just all dad jokes?
You know Rambo Dad, that guy I like? He's definitely used that one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like things dads say at a restaurant.
You know what white people love saying?
Yeah.
Huh, there's my cardio for the day after they walk up a staircase. White people love saying, not getting far without these when they come back in the house when they forgot their keys.
Say that one again?
Not getting far without these.
That's funny. I can see that for sure. But hold on, you asked the question. Is that something that everybody would say?
Just white dads.
I don't know. It's funny. My dad never forgets his keys. You know why? Because he has like a janitor ring of keys on his belt buckle with a hook on it. It's constantly, you hear my dad jingling everywhere he goes. That's how he knew dad was home. And hear his keys. Like, is dad a janitor?
What did he need all those keys for?
I don't know. Why does he have so many keys? Because he had a vending company. And I think he just kept all the keys. I have no idea. But
he had like a key to like 100 vending machines.
Still
that he
keeps
just kept on a ring.
Still keeps the thing hooked on his belt buckle. Yeah, he going. He never forgets them.
I think these are funny. I don't break out. I rarely break out lists, but I thought this was a good one. It was more of just a compilation of tweets.
Jim Ramsey's gonna love this.
White people love saying, "Ooh, these are dangerous," after having a nougat snack. Ooh, these are dangerous.
That's funny.
I do that.
I don't know. I can see Jason Brown saying that.
Trader
shit.
Joe's. You know, did you ever have those orange chocolatey sticks from Trader Joe's? They're very addictive.
What?
They're like orange, they're orange but covered in chocolate, little sticks.
No, it sounds good though.
They're really good. They just released watermelon ones, and I had those yesterday. And I was like, oh, these are dangerous.
Dangerous.
Huh? Preston's got a good one. If something you buy doesn't ring up at the register, must be free.
That's one of those Rambo dad jokes
Yeah.
for sure.
White people love saying, "Well, I loosened it up for you," after asking someone to help open a jar and they open it with ease.
I don't know.
No, I definitely have said that.
I feel like everybody says that.
White people love saying, "Well, I'll be sure to stay off the road," when someone young gets their license.
Definitely said that. I'm so
Good
right.
one. I mean, I can picture all these, so they're great.
White people love using the bathroom before leaving a restaurant. They come out shaking their hands dry saying, quote, "Ready to rock and roll?"
Oh, for sure.
I don't go anywhere without peeing first.
White people love saying, "What's the damage?" when getting the check.
I feel like
Definitely done that.
this is more of a like dad thing than white people thing.
Yeah, these are like very dad things.
All
but
right,
I
then
think
what
they're,
are they? All right.
they're white dad things.
White
dad things. Like,
They love saying, "Knock, knock" out loud instead of actually knocking.
Knock, knock.
It's a funny one.
Definitely done that.
White people love saying, "We came at the right time," when the line gets really long behind them.
I said that yesterday. Swear to God.
you're at Trader Joe's?
No, at the gym. I was leaving the gym with Kristen, and I'm like, oh, we came at the right time.
White people love saying, "Get these away from me," after having one or two chips.
Said that yesterday
say
with those
that.
watermelon
That
chocolate
must be
sticks.
my half white side. I say that all the time.
Well, there you go. There's enough.
I say all
figured-
those things.
Enough of the list today. I thought it was fun. I thought both. The first one was impromptu because
By the way, see what you did? Wes in Idaho says he feels attacked right now.
All those things have been ingrained in my head.
I know.
You don't need to add to the
But
nerdy white guy stigma.
where did we get those from? Where did those like come from? Are they just handed down by generations?
Generations
You know what?
of things that dads say.
Covino pointed out the Rambo guy on TikTok and Instagram.
He
There's
said every one of
There's
those.
another guy that cracks me up. It's like a handsome young guy that always does these videos where he transforms into his dad.
I don't think I've seen it.
I feel like you've sent it to me.
Maybe I have.
He's like a handsome guy.
I'm a big fan of the
And all
R&B
of a sudden
guy
he
that-
sees like his dad hands him down like a pair of like New Balance, a polo
Oh, yeah,
shirt.
I've
That
seen
guy,
that.
like
Yeah.
he's like a handsome dude that transforms from like cool young guy to like dad wardrobe and everything.
Yeah. I know that video, but I didn't know that was like his constant gimmick.
Oh yeah, he
Oh.
has constant gimmicks. Like his dad's like, "You could do it." They're at a restaurant
like-
and he does the whole like
His famous videos that when he becomes like a man and he rocks the dad wardrobe for the first time.
Chris Frey brought up this is you've seen the line of progressive commercials where it's like, when people are becoming their parents.
yeah.
Those are great. So it's like I feel like we all become our parents eventually.
Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love. Do you have signs on your wall with motivational phrases?
Quinoa. So
hold on.
thank you, guys.
Spot. I think I found one, and then we'll move on because I have a great observation from yesterday that I think is going to get people rolling their eyes.
Don't overhype.
Don't overhype it.
Don't overhype it.
You're trying to tell me you don't think I could get people rolling their eyes?
No, but you said a great observation.
Oh, it's a good one.
It's
a doozy.
I feel like you're about to overhype it.
I feel like you overhyped it already.
I took a master class with stepdad Gary. I know all of them.
I feel
Now.
like you're about to.
So, Spot, I just sent you a TikTok video on our CNR text message page. This guy's pretty funny. And then we'll move on to some great observations.
Do you have the dad wardrobe thing? Because that's what I'm looking for. Oh, you do?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a funny video.
All right, you guys, how was everything?
It's not the one I was thinking about.
Can't you tell? I hated it.
Looking at his empty plate at a restaurant.
The best one is when he realizes he's becoming his dad with the clothes. I think that was the viral one.
Yeah, that guy's really funny.
That is funny.
Funny dude. All right.
Yes.
There's a bunch of stuff to get to. Let me.
Is there?
Wait, you don't got much today?
I mean, no. I was just saying. I was just making conversation.
I'm gonna name two people that celebrate a birthday today. You tell me who's older.
Okay.
Emily Ratajkowski
The dinosaur.
and Michael Cera.
Oh, Michael Cera.
Michael Cera's older. For sure.
How much older?
Like 10 years older.
2 years. I'm gonna take a 2.
Michael Cera was in Superbad. That shit is like
Yeah,
a
but
long
Michael
time
Cera,
ago.
you can't judge Michael Cera because he's looked like he's 12 for like 30 years.
Now he looks
That's why
like
it's
an
a
old
good
Muppet.
question.
Yeah, so he's like 10 years older than Emily Ratatouille.
He's 36 and she turns 31 today.
Okay, that's
5 years.
All right. Who's older and by how much?
Okay, I like this.
Liam Neeson celebrates a birthday today
I will find you.
and Tom Jones celebrates a birthday
Oh,
today.
Tom Jones is definitely older. And
It's
I'm
not
gonna
unusual.
I'm gonna say by
What's new, pussycat?
15 years.
I think the question is, who had more panties thrown at them?
Wow.
Ooh.
Liam Neeson in his Star Wars days? After the first Taken?
I will find you
Or Tom Jones?
and I will kill you.
I'm gonna say Tom Jones.
Tom
15 years.
Give me,
I mean,
give me the
my
ages. What
guess is
ages?
Tom
What are you
Jones
thinking?
is way
Tom
older.
Jones is
I got it. Ready?
85.
Yeah, Tom Jones is like 80
and
something.
Liam Neeson is 70.
Liam Neeson barely 70.
Neeson turns 70 today. Tom Jones 82.
Oh, so
You guys are
close.
good at this. Not bad.
So close.
Not bad.
I mean, Tom Jones is old.
Tom Jones is old.
I mean, he's really old.
What's old, pussycat? Tom Jones.
What's old, pussycat? And I'll give you two more. Dave Navarro.
He's older than you think. I mean, he was in Jane's Addiction, fucking feels like 30 years ago.
Dave
It was 30
Navarro.
years ago.
And Carl Urban, who plays
Oh, Carl
Billy
Urban.
Butcher on The Boys, which started up season 3. So the main
guy
character
who looks like Brad Pitt with
yeah,
black beard, though?
Yeah, this dude right
black
here.
bearded Brad Pitt.
This guy right here.
All right, I know who he is.
Billy Butcher. Billy Butcher or Dave Navarro.
Dave Navarro's older.
Dave Navarro's older, man.
Actually, Carl Urban's been an actor for a long time, but I'm still going to say Dave Navarro's older. I'm going to say Dave Navarro is 50. And Carl Urban's like 47.
Navarro's 55.
I was going to say Navarro has to be older than that because I'm 46 in a month.
Oh, yeah.
Navarro is 55 and
Dude, listen.
Billy Butcher, Carl Urban is 50 today.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, I'm starting it tonight because I'm wrapping up. I have like a half an episode of Stranger Things left. And I say half because each episode's like an hour and a half.
But they're good, man.
They're good. I'm like 30 minutes
And
into the
there's
final
another
episode and I was dozing. So I said, stop it. I don't want
It's
to.
such a great mix
Don't
of,
give anything away.
of 80s
Don't give anything
cheese and
away.
corny, but still intense and scary.
Scary.
Don't give
the
anything away.
comic relief of that
Comic
dude.
relief
Of
is corny.
the
Argyle.
guy that's with.
But Steve is funny. Argyle and Steve. And
Yeah, but I'm even saying the comic relief of the dude that thinks he knows karate.
Don't give anything away.
yeah, that guy. What's
Fucking
that about?
Yeah, that dude.
It's hilarious.
Don't give anything away.
Winona's guy?
Yeah, Winona's
friend?
dude. Yeah, her friend.
Yeah, the whole exactly like that's goofy but still funny
Serious, yeah.
and it's cool. It's like they do such a great job of that. There's a great balance on that show.
I feel like you're giving things away.
No, it's fun.
By naming
I finished
characters?
it, by the way, last night.
Did it end on a
Fantastic.
It ended on a note where you're excited for the second half, or it left you cliffhanging?
Yeah, so good.
Stallone style.
So good. Loved it. Loved it.
Is that
They
Murray?
really
Is that
stepped it
Murray?
up.
Is that Murray from Stranger Things? Is that the guy we're talking about?
Yeah, they
Murray.
stepped it up. Season 4, next level.
Yeah,
where-
Murray. Yeah, Murray. Thank you, Kerry Kuhneman. Murray is fantastic on Stranger Things.
Yeah, he is. He
But
shows
you
his
know him.
range. Murray, like all of a sudden, is
Oh,
a
yeah.
badass. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, he's
And
cool.
funny.
He's cool in a funny way.
Yeah.
He's like been a funny character actor the past couple of years.
He grabs his nuts in this one,
Yeah.
but just great characters.
Remember he was
Fun.
in,
80s. Gotta love it.
He was in The Other Guys. He was the husband of Christina.
So last night, that's what I did. I watched some Stranger Things.
Murray. Brett Gelman, the guy that plays Murray on Stranger Things, the guy with the balding guy with the beard that hangs out with Winona.
You're coming to my house.
Is he trying to tap that?
Say
What's
my
going on?
wife's name right.
No, he's the dude.
Yeah.
Spot's right. The other guys with Will Ferrell. Remember Will Ferrell? The whole joke throughout the movie is that he's like a ladies' man, and Mark Wahlberg doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Like his wife is who?
Barely, but yes.
Penelope Cruz.
Yeah.
His ex is another hot actress.
Ava Mendes. Come on.
Yeah. Is it? It wasn't Penelope Cruz.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ava Mendes. And his ex is also someone beautiful. And again, Mark Wahlberg doesn't get it, but the new guy is Murray Bauman. The guy that plays Murray Bauman. Funny actor.
Great season.
Anyone since.
Yeah, see? There he is.
Christina, your husband. It's
Oh, no, he knows all.
You're a lucky dog.
It's true.
Oh, Christina, this is a lovely house.
It's Christineth. Are you stupid or are you deaf?
Christina! You idiot! You come to our house, you get my wife's name right!
What?
Christina!
Look, we really appreciate the hospitality and
So he's in Stranger Things.
Yeah, he's funny. Hop is great. Hop is badass. All right.
See, give it away.
How?
I didn't know he was back.
They
assumed
allude
he
to
was
it in the trailer,
I
Spot.
assumed he was in the other side.
Maybe he
or
is.
in Russia or wherever
Maybe
he
he is. Maybe that's what happened.
Way to ruin it for me.
Fun show. Fun show.
So you know what? Based on Stranger Things, let me jump to this first. Then
Get your jump.
I
to
know
conclusions, man.
Covino's answer. I think it's going to be, of course it does, bro.
You don't know me.
If he says, of course it does, bro, then I do know you. There's a song that no one gave a fuck about in the 80s by Kate Bush that is now a top 10 song in the U.S. on the Billboard charts because it was streamed
Kate Bush.
millions of times
Yeah.
on
My daughter likes the song.
on Spotify, on Pandora, on Apple, on Amazon. It's got tens of millions of streams, which is now calculated in the Billboard chart. So this song by Kate Bush, which was considered a stifferoo in the 80s, meaning I looked at the 80s on 8 playlist because we have access. Up until this, it wasn't even on the 80s on 8 playlist.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty consistent. Never been a fan of Bush.
But Kate Bush, what's the name of the song?
Is it
Like running up
running up that hill?
Running Up That Hill, because it's played
Never heard
throughout
this song
season
before in my
4 of Stranger Things. Kids are like, yeah, what's this song? And a 35, 40-year-old song that
love
was a stiff.
Isn't that amazing?
A
amazing.
stiff.
But what's my, of course, bro?
What's the gun?
My question is,
hair wet.
does that count now?
Fuck yeah, it counts in life.
No, meaning like,
It's like it's just the searching for Sugar Man theory.
yeah,
Everyone has their day and time. Like you're not done until it's over.
but it didn't connect in
And you
1980,
actually-
but now
you
it's
can-
connecting?
It can still hit when it's over.
Fuck, crank this
I
up.
think
Let's
that's
hear this.
great.
Let's hear this stifferoo.
Very 80s.
I mean, I think most of us know the song.
I don't know the song. When I tell you, it wasn't even on the 80s
I
on 8.
definitely know the song.
Bro, it wasn't in the 80s and on 8 catalog, which means it wasn't
doesn't
even
mean-
considered a song worthy of
Get
a
it,
decade.
but people know it.
This is
but it wasn't a big hit. I agree. It was not a big hit. I know. I could tell you that.
Yeah.
You're not even looking it
You know
up.
where it's been all these years? In Mark Goodman's
Pleasure chest.
Pleasure chest. Remember the time
they found it in Martha Quinn's ass cheeks.
You know, now I'm hearing it. It's like sort of catchy, but the reality was in 1980, whenever it came out.
Kate Bush, she did.
Spot.
Mark Goodman.
What year? 80 what?
Well, the show takes place in 86.
Oh, so yeah, 86,
prior to
so
86.
there you go.
Prior to 86, at least.
Yeah, this season is based in 86.
Running
so.
Up That Hill, A Deal with God by Kate Bush. The song came out in August of 1985.
Well, you know what? The theme is, without giving away the plot line, it's someone on the show's favorite song, and it's played throughout, but like played a lot like Berlin, Take My Breath Away in the first Top Gun movie. Like it's played a lot.
I only noticed it once.
No, it's
I watched
played
the
a few.
whole
It's
first season.
it's played a few times. Like even if it's in the background a couple times, and it plays a very important part in the show.
Mm-hmm. It does.
So
it's funny you bring it up because my daughter, we had this conversation just like 2 days ago. She's like, she loves that song now.
Well,
so
because it's like,
I even said to her, I was like, yeah, it wasn't that popular.
You know what it's
because
like?
it's it's almost, it doesn't matter to a kid today, but a kid's going to assume that this must have been a big song in the 80s. And I was like, yeah, it really wasn't, but I knew the song. I definitely know the song.
You know what it has? It has almost, I'm wrong. Forget it. I was going to say it almost has like a little mysterious Billie Eilish feel, but it doesn't. But it has it has something going on though, where it seems a little, like, it's a little melodic in a strange. I don't know. It fits into what a younger person would think is cool, a cool throwback.
Like someone said it, and I agree. It's very like new wavy kind of.
Yeah, but also dark though. Yeah, because it seems like it's not your typical major chord like happy song.
John ZL says Edgar Allan Poe died broke. That doesn't take away from his brilliance.
True.
So to answer your question, of
agreed.
course, bro, does it count now all these years later? Is she alive, by the way? Kate Bush? Because that's awesome. Yeah, I love that story, man, because it was just maybe too ahead of its time. Maybe that's the case. Something, for whatever reason, it didn't resonate then, and it resonates now.
63
that shit counts.
years old right now.
That's amazing.
Well, hold on. She released
now,
a
kids
statement.
love that shit.
Let me
That's
read this.
fucking... That's so cool. You know, you think that your shit had no impact, and then years later you realize it did, like, or you get that.
She said it was
recognition.
really exciting.
Yeah, you might have heard that the first part of the fantastic, gripping new series of Stranger Things has been released on Netflix. It features the song Running Up That Hill, which is being given a whole new lease on life by young fans who love the show, and I love it too. Because of this, Running Up the Hill is charting around the world and has entered the top 10. It's all really exciting.
It's amazing.
Thank you so much for
I'm so happy
all
for
the
that
new
story.
people who have supported this song.
You know, it's funny too on social media. You know, there are moments where the little girls listening to that song on their headphones, but they put in a different song just to make a joke with it. You know, and she's listening to
like
Danger Zone.
Yeah, something else.
Yeah, but I think, of course, it counts, Covino.
Yeah, I think that's.
But
awesome.
a lot of times, I guess my observation is a lot of times when a song gets
Wife Left Town with a banana.
when a song gets second life,
That's all I'll get is do one day.
when a song gets second life,
That's like someone finding Tickle Sack years from now.
That's my hope.
And then recognizing
That's
the
what I
brilliance
said.
of the songs we
I know
made.
you guys have tight buttholes, but if we release like videos on TikTok,
Imagine some kid, right? Some kids, like my daughter's friends, right? They're like, these songs were treasures.
Right.
I'm gonna make videos of these songs.
see, and you made it
All of
harder.
a sudden, we're like famous and viral.
No,
like,
not anymore.
We're the guys.
Not anymore, because you made it hard for taxes.
Yeah, but still.
Well, there goes our dream.
I want you to
legends.
I want you to put on your thinking cap for 10 seconds, though. A lot of times when a song gets second life, it was pretty big the first time around, and the second time around is sort of like a rebirth, like "Build Me Up, Buttercup."
Of Slick.
I'm trying to think, like "Build Me Up, Buttercup" because of
cool
what?
like that.
Something about Mary. Like there have been times where oldies got a second revival because of
Hey, Mary.
Let me look this up. Songs with a second life, because they're usually
That's a fun topic.
there's usually like a vibe that it was a hit first. That's why this Kate Bush thing is pretty cool, because it wasn't like, oh, that was a popular 60s song they're using. This is a stiff from the 80s that the record label called a failure. And she was probably thinking, oh, I love that song, but it never connected. Now
Failure,
it
but I'm
connects.
telling you, people know that song. If they were conscious in the 80s.
Well, not conscious.
Yeah. You're picking your nose.
I was a kid in the 80s and I don't know the song, bro.
You're listening to Pile Driver. I definitely know that song.
All right.
but I'm not denying it was
a song that
stiff.
charted not even in
But
the
I
top
remember
30.
hearing that song
It was
on the
never
radio.
even on a countdown.
Doesn't matter.
It was our
I know the
first single.
song.
It was on the UK single chart.
I'm not denying that it was a stiff. I'm just saying that it's a known song. It's not like
it
people
reached
don't
top
know it.
30 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Queen Bohemian Rhapsody is a great example of a
Yeah,
song
but
that was a monster hit, but then because of Wayne's World and other pop culture moments, that song is charted, I believe, 3 times.
3 or 4 times.
Bohemian Rhapsody has charted multiple times. Mariah Carey is her Christmas song every year that charts, but that's a different
So
story.
it was, let's see.
Franz says, I love 80s music, don't know it. It's obscure, Covino, it is.
It was actually, it was.
If there's a database of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds
Dude.
and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs
It's a
from
song
the 80s.
that was played on the radio.
It was used as a theme for.
Where?
It was probably bigger in the UK. It was
Where?
used as a
All
theme
over the fucking
for
country, probably. But it just didn't
Children's
chart.
show.
It's like if you were alive, you might know that song. I was alive
All
in
right.
'86. I was 10.
So-
I remember hearing that song.
So
I know that song.
So what did the chart?
I'm not saying
what are
it
the
wasn't
charts
a
based
stiff.
on?
Dude, there's a lot of stiffs that people know the song.
But what are
I heard one this morning. He's so shy. Pointer Sisters. I know that fucking song. Was it a hit? Probably not.
Yeah, like.
But I know it.
913. I don't know who they are. Said definitely listen to the song. Born in 1968.
I'm just
So
saying it's a known song, but it was. I'm not denying that it was a stiff. I'm
He's
saying,
So
but it's
Shy peaked at number 3.
Not, well,
Big hit for the Pointer Sisters.
it's a fucking weak song. Who the fuck's playing that now?
But He's So
Nobody.
Shy was a top song. I'm only saying
I know
because
that
back
song.
then there was no streaming.
Guess what I didn't have? This Kate Bush album.
Fair enough.
And I know the song.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But back then, Billboard charts were based solely on radio airplay because there was no such thing as
Yeah, it was in
streaming
the
or
top
YouTube
30,
or anything.
So it got some airplay.
No, Spot, do you have a program? When a song peaks at number 30, that's like the record label's frustrated, mad, and that gets maybe 2 weeks. Like if Mikey Piff adds a song to Hits 1, right? And it peaks at number 30, you know how long that song's on Hits 1? 2 weeks? So you're really recounting maybe a few week period that you knew that song a couple times.
Not buying it.
Okay, fine. I'm telling you how
I'm not,
it works.
I
but
admit it wasn't fucking Madonna. It wasn't Blondie. It wasn't Michael Jackson. It wasn't even in the conversation. But I know that song, and it wasn't because of a 3.
I love how people that don't know the radio world, like top 30 is pretty
but dude,
relevant.
there's
Top 30
more-
is not relevant.
There's
top 30,
more options now, so of course it doesn't have the
Oh
shelf
my
life.
God.
Top 30 song could have lasted longer back then. I don't know.
I love it.
I work in radio. I don't know
I
that.
love it.
But you're telling me what I lived, and I know.
No, you
Like, I
are
know
a
the
music savant.
No,
I'm
I
just
wasn't.
saying.
I was just a little kid fucking playing Little League.
You're an idiot,
And I
Savant.
was 10 years old in 86, so I know that. I remember that song. 100% remember it. But I also am very well aware to know that it was not a hit.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It was not a hit.
I believe
Which is
him.
why the story's amazing.
You
So I'm
just
not
weren't-
denying
you weren't-
that.
Like you were young in the 80s, so your knowledge, like he has 4 years on you.
Yeah.
And that 4 years gives him more cognition in the 80s. I would argue my knowledge of 80s music is strictly from just like absorption of major hits and then like exposure in the 90s. So like he was there in the 80s. So it's like he was.
I remember it. How else would I know it?
It's the equivalent of you remembering a song.
I promise you, no one bought a Kate Bush CD in my family.
86
Album, cassette.
Hey, listen,
90.
you're right on this one, brother.
Whatever, dude. I mean, I was only alive.
I know, but
Telling
I
you,
mean,
know it. Where would I hear it? I don't know. Fucking my Fisher Price, my first Sony.
You know,
that'd be
else
like,
would I
that'd
have
be
heard
like
it?
me saying, "Hey, a show debuted on CBS. It got canceled and aired 3 episodes and never heard of again." And you're like, "Yo, bro, everyone knows that." I mean, it's
Top
a similar
30's
thing.
I
Top
love to
30
be
is
a
not
contrarian.
Top 30 is a
10?
stiff.
Not really,
No,
because it's the Billboard Top 200,
No, it's not.
isn't it? Top 100?
No.
It is.
Hot 100?
The Billboard Hot 100, right?
Hot 100.
I mean, so 30's not that bad.
Top 40 became top 30, right? And if you are on the outside looking into that, that is not a hit. And I know you say you don't care about the charts,
I'm not
but that
saying it's
charts
a
are
hit.
based on
I
radio
agree
airplay,
it's
which
not a
means
hit.
if it never,
But I'm
if
just
it,
making the point that it's not an unknown song. Not an unknown song. I had this exact. I told Melody it wasn't a big song, but I knew it. That's all I'm saying. I knew it. Just a recognizable song.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the feedback. Songs that got a second life. Old time rock and roll because of Risky Business. Bob Seger.
That's true.
And by the way, Tom Cruise was not wearing sunglasses. Fun
Mandela
fact.
effect.
Mandela effect. The Beatles' Twist and Shout because of Ferris Bueller.
Oh, good one.
Great one.
Peter Gabriel, In Your Eyes. Cusack holding up the boombox.
Good one. That was more kind of contemporary.
I thought it was from that movie.
Yeah.
Righteous Bros, Unchained Melody.
Hold on. That one's debunked, I think. That's from the soundtrack. It wasn't it around the same time?
Yeah.
Which one? Righteous Brothers? Yes, for sure. From Ghost.
Peter Gabriel, In Your Eyes was considered a mild mid-charter, used 3.5 years later in the movie. So it
was kind of.
It was like a song that happens today once in a while, where a song was like, we
that's
released
fair,
that in 2019 and no one cared. Now they do.
I just looked at it always as part of that sound. Well, I guess it's kind of like.
You know why that happens now? That happens now because of TikTok. Like there'll be an artist that's like, yeah, that song was like my first single, no one cared, and now it's popular on TikTok. So, Righteous Bros, Unchained Melody.
1994.
Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. God.
No, 91. Ghost came out 90.
90. Stuck in the Middle with You by Steelers Wheel because of Reservoir Dogs. The Knack, My Sharona, Reality Bites.
What about You Lost That Loving Feeling? Did you say?
Oh, Spot Miserlou by Dick Dale from Pulp Fiction.
That's a big one. Did you say You've Lost That Loving Feeling from Top Gun?
Top Gun. Hangover, Phil Collins. I'm sure that got a little spike. Elton John, Candle in the Wind, got a second life because of Princess Diana's death when he did like the remix.
Well, he remade the song.
He remade the song with some different words. Sweet Caroline from Neil Diamond got a rebirth because of stadiums. Yeah. Decided to all use it. Specifically, the Boston Red Sox were the first to use Sweet Caroline as their like 7th or 8th inning song. And that got second life. That's about it.
How about Flowers on the Wall from Pulp Fiction?
Fight Club, The Pixies, Where's the Mind? Where's My Mind?
On the wall.
That's a good one.
That don't bother me at all. Pulp Fiction soundtrack was bomb.
Tiny Dancer and Almost Famous.
Oh, that's a good one.
Don't Fear the Reaper, Blue Oyster Cult, Saturday Night Live with Will Ferrell.
More
Cowbell, right?
That's more cowbell, yeah.
I still think it's an amazing story, man. Nonetheless, that this song.
I think it's great for her.
Yeah. Got the props that it deserves.
Don't Stop Believing with the Sopranos finale.
I mean, come on.
But I also think it's a sign of that the world wasn't ready for it back then, but is now. I think that's so cool.
Fleetwood Mac, Dreams. The TikTok dude with the raspberry, the juice.
Dogface.
Remember the guy that was skateboarding with the cranberry juice?
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac. Remember that song hit the top? It hit I think the top 20 in iTunes sales because of that fucking guy on a skateboard.
For the record, I love that song.
Fleetwood Mac thanked him. Do you remember they thanked him?
Whatever his name was.
Stand By Me, Benny King from Stand By Me. It's a lot, really, when you think about it. There you have it.
It's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Don't let the little debate in the middle take away from something we both agree
whether
on.
Whether or not it was,
it wasn't a famous song.
Whether or not people knew it or not, the reality is it went from an obscure song that some people knew, some people didn't.
Put it this way:
to
if you're
a top 10 song.
If you're a kid now, you're not hearing that song anywhere.
Yeah.
But I was a kid then, so I remember it. You're a kid now. You didn't hear that on 80s on 8. You never heard that song anywhere.
Well,
you heard it on Stranger Things, and now you think it's the coolest song, and it's getting crazy props. I think that's awesome.
Here's a question then. This is more the administrative question.
You know what it makes you feel bad about though, Rich? What if you're like kind of a weird dude? You were a weird dude when you grew up, right?
And you love that song, and you're like,
no.
How come no one else does?
No, but again, time and place, right? What if you were that song? But if you existed now as a kid, you were like the coolest kid going.
Like Spot, how he says if he grew up somewhere outside of New Jersey.
If I grew up in the South,
Spot was like a southern beefy guy opposed to like he was surrounded by Guidos. He was surrounded by Guidos in a town where women love Guidos.
If you were a computer nerd back then, you're like a little kid who was like,
I was a nerd.
Not into sports.
I was a nerdy, chubby kid.
I'm rigging things up and computer stuff and you know.
Now you're
I would have slayed in the South.
Nerd. Now you're like kids are like, yeah, he's really smart. This is great. Like this kid's kind of cool. Just grew up the wrong time and place.
Yeah.
That song grew up in the wrong time and place. It hits now though.
Here's the administrative question that I'm curious what you think.
Yo, even I like that song more now after you associate the show with it and everything.
Where does it play? Both?
That's what top 40 is. It's a
no.
Just takes what's popular.
No, but what I'm saying is,
so top 40
does 80s on 8
top 40 played? We don't talk about Bruno.
Well, I'm glad you said that because that was going to be my example. But does it play on 80s on 8? Do they spike it in?
Yes.
And now, do the 80s own something they previously refused to own?
Yes.
It was almost like now you're good enough.
Yeah, but it'd be foolish for them not to
80s
play
on
it.
8, now you're telling me you're good enough?
Mark Goodman's pulling out of his pleasure chest. You're right.
Well,
hey, Kate Bush, back when
I know that
Bush was a thing.
I know that it's a dilemma.
Really big.
I always loved this song.
No, I fucked.
I mean, extra popular.
Yeah.
I'm sure they play it on like
Bush in the 80s.
If they do like 1985, Mark Goodman's Pleasure Chest, they do their countdowns on the weekends. Probably.
They might have to spike it in and be like, it didn't chart, but this song was from 85.
La Bamba got second win from the movie, from Los Lobos.
Yo, I'm on a serious note, though?
You mean Bada Bada La Bamba?
I saw that. Did I hit you up with that?
Yeah. Sorry, what is it?
Yeah, it's Bada Bada La Bamba.
Are you sure?
Yeah, everybody knows this.
I used to know the words to La Bamba because I learned them in Spanish class.
Yeah. Bada Bada La Bamba.
It's something about a sailor.
Something like that.
And no capitan, soy capitan.
Oh, I thought you said napican. I thought he was saying I'm a napkin. That's not what
Yo no soy marinero, soy capitan.
It's not
like,
soy napican?
I thought he was saying soy napican. I was
like, I'm not the.
Like
I'm
he's
not
here
just
to clean up the
I'm
mess.
I'm not into semen. I'm the captain. Something like that.
Did I send that to just you or Spot?
I've always heard napican.
Spot, did I send that to both of you or just Covino the other day?
But La Bamba
Ted
got
Alexandro.
huge second
I don't think he sent
life.
it to
It
me.
became another like hit in the
I don't know.
80s.
Ted Alexandro does a really funny.
Ted Alexandro's turning into who's that other bear that we like?
Tom Segura.
He's turning into Tom Segura.
Yes.
Ted Alexandro used to be a skinny, a school teacher. And I always thought he was a friend of the show. I still hit him up on Twitter and he responds all the time.
He's a good dude.
I quote him often, to be honest. See, what's the most famous reference that I make of Ted Alexandro? People love to tell you what they ate. Right? All I had was a raisin and a bagel.
Your biggest
a bagel and a grape. All I had was a bagel and a grape.
No, your favorite Ted Alexandro line is, what are you working on? I went to the gym. I belong to the gym. Well, I don't belong there. And then what are you working on? Childhood issues?
That's definitely my...
That's your Ted Alexandro.
That's my Ted Alexandro. I quote him often.
But Spot, did you look up Ted
What are you
Alexandro?
working
La
out?
Bamba?
Childhood issues, their machine for that.
For some reason,
I thought that's what you were quoting, Spot. Were you quoting Ted Alexandro or were you just joking about the lyrics?
No, I actually was serious.
Oh, look up Ted Alexandro, La Bamba. He does a funny, it's on TikTok and Instagram. He does someone isolated. It's a funny clip where
It is funny.
he was convinced his whole life that it was ba la 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 bamba. And then he was at a karaoke bar and was like, what? Very funny.
Clearly, the lyrics are bada bada.
Yes. And
everybody thinks
Spot
that
looks
at one
that up.
point,
Well, Spot
though.
looks that up.
I think everybody thought it was bada bada la bamba.
Well, Spot looks that up. I got to ask you, though, what's your take on, all right, because traditionally, right, radio and broadcasting and streaming and services have all changed the game, correct? Podcasting, Spotify, Pandora, SXM, everything.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
all-
hate the player. I hate the game.
So when you hear a song that's huge, does it need to, quote, fit your format, or if it's popular, do you play it? Meaning, is I know for a fact that Mikey Piff and the Hits One people, they got nothing to lose because there's really no rating, so to say. So they could play We Don't Talk About Bruno when it's the #1 song in the country. But like Kiss FM, if you're Kiss FM or Z100 or some big radio station across the country, do you go from like Ed Sheeran into The Weeknd, into Adele, and then be like, and here's Bruno from the Disney movie?
Yeah, because you're just taking from every
Yeah,
format.
but traditionally, they would like turn an eye to that type of shit. Like, do you think they were playing Hakuna Matata on Z100? You know, when Lion King was popular? They would just...
Well, that's what makes it rare. Those songs weren't as big as
Yeah,
Let
I
It
guess.
Go.
But I think there comes a point where you have to say to yourself, like, all right, fuck, it's so big that...
Thank you. Oh, what?
We're playing it. All right, Spot. La Bamba.
La Bamba.
And by the way, Lisa brings up a good point. That's how people are accused of stealing comedy. And it's like, is it stealing comedy, or a lot of times people just have the similar thought? Spot's never seen this, and he was doing the same thing.
Am I the only one who thought the words to La Bamba were ba-da-da-da, La Bamba? Talk about being rocked to your very foundation. I was at a bar. I was watching a football game. Turns out the other half of the bar is karaoke. Somebody decides to sing La Bamba. We all make decisions in life. I glance up at the screen to do a lyric check, more for Soy Capitan than anything, but I notice where I expect to see ba-da-da-da, which is what I've been singing my entire life, I see a Spanish phrase, para bailar. I immediately say, people, they've got the wrong words up here. We all know it's ba-da-da-da. But I was mistaken. It is, in fact, para bailar, which means, Spanish speakers, to dance. Yes, in order to dance. That's what I discovered. You know what ba-da-da-da means? Same thing. Much easier to pronounce. I was so upset. I felt betrayed because I know I've sung that in the presence of Spanish speakers. Nobody ever corrected me. I'm out there putting it all on the line like ba-da-da-da-la-bamba, ba-da-da-da-la-bamba. Like, ba-da-da-da, what the hell is this guy singing? I don't think that means anything in any language.
I like Ted.
Ted Alexandro, very funny guy.
Good dude.
A guy who, he was like that song. I hope he really hits it one day. He deserves the credit. He's funny.
Very funny guy.
He was, in my opinion, ahead of his time.
I think.
Dude had Comedy Central specials.
Think, what slowed Ted Alexandro down is that he became political.
Oh, did he?
He's very liberal.
But like, not that it slowed down his comedy. I think he split his time with comedy to like protest things.
Yeah,
and
he doesn't hold back.
Like he was like hanging down at like, remember like, what was that thing? Like Stop Wall Street. What was that? Do you remember that spot like 5 years ago? Was it not Stop
Occupy Wall Street?
Occupy Wall Street. Like he was part of like,
I bet.
He takes on social causes. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying
you're dividing your audience.
He's dividing his time and audience and he believes it's important. So
yeah, like our conversation yesterday. Yeah, I respect anybody that's strong in their convictions if it's not hurting anybody. Yeah. Like, that dude he's passionate on his stances. But he's funny, man. I like that guy. Ted Alexandro. All right. Well, some good stuff, man. Props to Kate Bush, Stranger Things, Sweeping the Nation, still good. They had to be darker and bigger and better. The show comes with a lot of hype, and it is. And what a random selection that someone made to put that song in the show, and look at it, bam. But again, misleading to kids today. Because kids, they think that was like, it was probably played right after Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, maybe for a month or two. About it.
Now, I had another observation, if you want to get into that, but I see you got some notes. So what's on your mind? What did you do yesterday on a Monday? Besides watch Stranger Things. Is Jordan back in town? Or you still rolling Dolo?
I'm rolling Dolo. So I'm just like, my house is cleaner than it's ever been.
Cleaner?
Yeah.
You broke out the real touch?
Cleaning the baseboards. That's how clean the house is.
Man.
No way.
Behind the toilet. You know what I mean?
How do you clean the baseboards? Duster, or do you use like a little wet, like a Clark's wipe?
I feel like you need something a little white.
A little wet, a little damp,
a
little wet because I think you got to do dry
and then a wet
to get the remnants, the remaining remnants.
A lot of baseboard action.
Yeah, deep clean.
But do you skip the part that you can't reach, or do you like move shit? Like if there's a little part of the baseboard that you can't reach because like it's behind the entertainment table or something, do you like?
Let me tell you something about dudes. Dudes get productive when women aren't around. They do. Like, this is how shit should be. Because you just get lazy when people are around. Then you split up. You're thinking subconsciously that you're splitting up the workload. Like, maybe she'll do it. Like subconsciously, not even consciously.
I disagree with you because you and I
get productive.
You and I, because we're cut from a very similar cloth with this particular thing. Most guys, if their wife's out of town, they become a disgusting person. I think you and I are more. You and I are more rare. So when you say that, I don't think you're. I know you're big. I know Covino's big thing is like relatable, bro. Because you're a relatable guy. But I think this is not relatable at all because I think you and I are weirdos.
That's my quote.
You and I are weirdos. Spot's typical. Spot's the type of guy. Like Spot's wife's out of town. She comes back. If Spot's like, oh, she's gonna be back in a few hours. Let me clean up my.
Let me rephrase.
I drag my anal glands across the floor like a dog. You guys. to quote Rich, you do realize you are the exception
You
to the
do
rule.
realize.
Yeah, we're like overly.
You really are.
You and I are
obsessed with
weirdos. We're
keeping-
weirdos.
You are. I won't say OCD because that is a clinical definition.
But
you
we have
really,
OCD tendencies.
You really are like very neat and very clean, and most guys are not.
Yeah.
Most guys.
Yeah. Bro, no, when my wife's out of town, most guys are not.
No, you're right.
Most guys are not prioritizing getting new mulch and trimming their rose bushes and fucking power washing the floors and getting the rug doctor from the supermarket. Like, do you think most guys are maniacs like him and I? My wife's out of town.
When I'm away, like on Mondays,
I'm cleaning the rug with the rug doctor.
on Mondays,
like, who does that?
My wife's home and I'm not. On Mondays, she's just like deep cleaning the house.
I love her for that.
She's yeah. But you need that. You need the opposite. You can't both be clean and you definitely can't both be dirty. Because if you're both clean, you both have a specific way of cleaning and you're going to hate the way the other person cleans.
You think so?
Yes. And if you're both dirty, it's just going to be disgusting.
I don't know.
I'm just not as productive. I'm just not. It's like it's my directions theory. If someone's in the car with me, it's like I'm relying on you, or I'm shutting half of my brain off because now I'm like waiting for you to Voltron and be my complete brain.
If it's a group project, you sit back essentially.
Yeah, but when no one's around, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm gonna do it, and I'm more productive. And yeah, I know how to get there. And yeah, I know how to do that.
Still don't picture you eating though.
I still eat.
I feel like Jordan's been out of town. I feel like you haven't eaten.
I feel like you haven't eaten. Are you okay?
Which is good. I'm trying to get svelte. Now I'm in
No, you've
trying
eaten,
to cut.
No, I mean like real food. I know you've eaten bars for the past 3 days.
Oh, he walks up. Remember he walks up to the Italian restaurant and gets a side of a meatball.
No, Jordan left me chicken that was marinating, and I had to grill it up.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So yeah, I watched the Colorado Avalanche
Which country
highlights.
was it in the shape of?
Oh, you know what I did? Everyone probably has their version of this. I had to record some Lithium for Sirius XM, that's 90s alt and grunge.
Yeah.
And I made the crucial error of saying the entire night, Game 3 tonight, NBA Finals. Oh. And then when I'm finally done, I'm like, yeah, woo. Oh my God. Tomorrow's Tuesday and Game 3's on Wednesday. Bro, do you know what a nightmare that is?
You gotta go back and do it.
And we've all had that. Oh man, I just finished it and I fucked up the whole thing. So that happened to me yesterday.
Well, you know what?
And that's 24 breaks, like an hour and a half of work, but like tedious, annoying work that you just want to finish.
Yeah.
And the whole time in my mind, Game 3 was Tuesday night.
What's more annoying? That because it's time consuming, but I think most people are not recording broadcasts. I would imagine
there's a version of that.
You know what you do?
Life.
You craft the perfect email draft with attachments and files and everything, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, it
deletes or something.
I lost it.
Yeah.
Or you're booking some travel and you put in all the info and you press the back arrow by mistake once and you had to start over. It's the worst feeling. It's essentially like, oh.
Yeah, so that happened to me yesterday. I had to go backtrack, re-record, because you can't slip up like that, especially on a big platform.
Here's
like
a question: Did you start from scratch, or did you listen to what you said and just repeated what you said essentially?
And it could have been the greatest break, right? Yeah. Perfect. And right at the end, like on an NBA Finals Tuesday night. Oh, why did I say that? NBA Finals is tomorrow. It's Wednesday, not Tuesday. I just had it in my brain that Game 3 was on Tuesday. Don't know why. Had to go back. So that's a nightmare that I'm sure you could relate to. Rich said it best. Like an email. You crafted out this perfect email you're going to send, and all of a sudden you're like, oh,
someone hit us up saying they typed a giant contract at work, like a big deal project, and all of a sudden, gone, disappeared.
I couldn't believe it. It's like, how did it not register until I was done? Then I messed up. I'm like, wait a second. Game 3's on Wednesday. The worst feeling ever. I had to go back and I spent another hour trying to fix it.
And by the way, you're a lot of people commenting on in their marriage or relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you need one person to be the clean freak and the other person to be like the sort of messy one? Like, does too messy and too clean both not work? The Spot's right. I can't imagine someone criticizing how I clean because I'm in my mind, the cleaner. Like, imagine if like someone like you was with Kristen and Kristen's like, I don't like the way you clean the baseboards, you'd be like, what the fuck?
That's funny. Yeah, that's true. I look at it like a balance, like teamwork. That's what I said. Like I have Voltron brain. I just made that up. I save the other half for whoever's around. You know, we're doing this together, I guess. And then when you're gone, then I use the rest of my brain for everything else. You know, you can't expect people to be as obsessive, compulsive, and finicky and tidy as you are all the time. So I sort of I'm more relaxed. That's just the way I like to be when I'm alone. You know?
True that.
Made a lithium mistake. But yesterday was a rare day of good news. Like, oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Like, wow, that's nice. Wow, justice has been served. Things went the way I like them to go. Wow, that's nice.
Justice was served.
Yeah, because I'll give you an example, right? When I was a kid, I learned an early lesson. When I was a kid, I was in a Halloween contest. Sorry, what? Early lesson.
You a shower curtain?
No, I was a soda machine.
Yeah.
Close. My dad pulled a Miyagi. He looked around. He's like, yeah, got this big box.
Yeah, you're You're Canada Dry.
He had all the parts because that's what he did, soda and candy. Decaled me up, put the buttons on. I looked like a soda machine.
I feel like somewhere I still have that photo.
I was a soda machine.
Yeah.
We entered a little local, it was a Halloween party at the Boys and Girls Club or whatever. Everybody in town was there. And dude, I was the clear winner. I was the shower curtain. Everybody was like, that's so great. That's so original. It's
Look
the
at
80s.
you.
It's
Yeah.
the 80s too, right? That's so great. Had my dad's decal on it. S&H Vending, Stephen Hortensia. And I bought it at the fucking pharmacy. Ewok kid won the contest. You know what I mean? Like Ewok in a bag won the Halloween contest. But you know why? And my parents said this, and that has influence on you, like we discussed earlier. It's because his mom's in the PTA, Steven. Everything's political. And you're like,
Is true.
you're like, political? Politics?
Oh, yeah.
I don't into politics.
Why'd they get the lead in the school play over you?
Like Ronald Reagan? Politics. Like Ronald Reagan, Mom?
Yeah, like Ronald Reagan, Stevie.
His mom knows Ronald Reagan?
Politics.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
But looking back, it's like, Mom's right. Like, I won this contest. This fucking chump only won because his mom's involved.
Yeah, it's
no way.
It's good rationale.
His stupid plastic Ewok costume was better than mine.
Yeah.
Like I knew that. I was very cognizant of I won this contest. But what I learned that day was life's not always going to be fair. Life's not always going to work out the way it should. Like a boxing match, right? Sometimes that guy won. But
the refs,
something political happened, and I don't know, the judges saw it different, and the decision went to someone else.
Right. Yeah.
Well, my daughter entered a talent show at school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and it was cool because she did it on her own without any influence of me and her mom telling her what to do or how to do it. And she just was like, yeah, I entered it. And I'm like, wow.
That's
very proud of you.
That's brave.
Very brave.
Putting yourself out there.
Putting yourself out there. New school, first year. But then when she played it for me, I was like, fuck, you got really good. Remember I mentioned it's cool to see your kids go that next level?
Yeah, you said.
And how do you encourage that?
You said her ukulele skills blew you away.
I was like, I taught her the basics and she really ran with that and got really good. And what seems to come easy to her is difficult. That's pretty good. Wow, Melody. Hey, win or lose, don't matter. I'm proud of you. That's great. But in my mind, Rich, I'm like, she should probably win this. Because little fucking Gregor's doing his magic tricks and
pulling a fucking cloth out of a hat.
And Sally with her fucking baton. I think my kid is doing some real shit right here. It's almost like too adult, and that's some real shit she did. She put her heart out there. Wow.
Sean's gonna lip sync.
Some kid
some
did
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, some kid did some corny dance. She was doing some real shit, and I was like, wow, if there's some justice in this world, she'll at least place
Justice.
She's like, Dad, so they're gonna pick a winner. It was really interesting how they did it too, though, to avoid kids in a auditorium,
a cavalcade of stars.
Just to be safe, they were like, look, this year we
safe
just want
from
everyone.
What?
Because
The
they don't.
school
Why bring
shootings?
all the? No, why bring all the kids into one auditorium? You know, there's no
COVID
need
still?
for it. Yeah, there's still
on
precautions.
it's still on the rise,
exists.
Rich, and it's and they're talking about
exists.
possibly bringing back mask mandates. But
Yeah.
yes, it still exists.
You're such a. You got your head so far up. You know how
both of my kids go to preschool.
far up your ass.
But I've never heard
It's
one
not
thing in
real
preschool.
school. They're in like not real public school. So public school saying we got to take precautions. Let's not bring the hundreds of kids in one room.
Okay.
There's a difference.
I get you.
Okay.
I'm saying my kids. There's like 100 kids at their little preschool, probably. You know?
thing. Yeah, but are they all in one room?
No, but they all play together every day at recess.
No, there's
you
a
know.
classroom with like 20 kids. There's a
Doesn't make
difference.
sense.
There's like 20 kids in this room, 20 kids in that room. I think there's a maximum of 16 kids, I think, in each class, to be honest. But they're like, well, let's not bring hundreds of kids in an auditorium. What we're going to do is, whatever.
Let's forever be separate.
I mean, it's not the point of the story, dude.
not the point of the
It's
story.
like, you're really cramping the story now.
Yeah, you're really cramping.
Okay, sorry.
Like, really
Why
fucking
you gotta cramp the
derailing
story?
the story.
I got to make the story.
I'm just making the point that just to avoid like an auditorium full of hundreds of kids, they said submit a video and we're going to play the submissions at school in every classroom. So every classroom,
which
which
almost
is even more a little more awkward too, because when you perform and when Connor's doing his juggling act,
you guys get to watch Connor and his reaction.
but Connor doesn't get to watch Connor. So now in this scenario, Connor has to sit there embarrassed and watch himself with the class.
oh, here's
So-
Connor juggling.
So Melody submitted the video, long story short, and yeah, I prayed for her. I'm like, God, give her a break. She needs this boost. She needs some confidence. Every kid needs that moment where, they apply themselves and it pays off. And she came out of school yesterday and she's like, Dad, I won. I was like, no way.
You won.
You won. Get the fuck out of here.
$500 in art lessons.
I'm like, you won $500. She's
In
like,
art lessons. In art lessons.
But she gave me the vato nod, like, I won. And I'm
pretty
like,
awesome.
no shit. I knew you would win. I knew it. I was like, I knew you would. See what happens when you apply yourself? I'm so proud of you. Win, lose, don't matter, but that's awesome. Justice was served. You deserve to win.
By the way,
not the PTA mom's kid who was juggling.
God, that's
Fuck
so
that
awkward.
kid.
That's so awkward, though.
Melody won.
No, it's awkward in
she
that
beat all the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
it's awkward
Yeah.
in that a lot of people don't like watching themselves perform.
That's why
And that's
I
the
just
only part
told that
that-
little nugget of the story.
Yeah, no, Melody had to be pretty confident to like. It's almost like, have your parents even ever showed something like, "Hey, let me." You're like my dad does this at like family events. Like, let me show you a clip of Rich and Steve when they did this. Even watching yourself, or when you know what is awkward to me.
But that's why I pointed that out. Like, it's weak that they didn't get up on stage to perform. But the awkward element is they had to watch themselves.
That's even more
perform
awkward
with their classmates.
Oh, that's even
and
more
shit.
awkward. Like, imagine, like, all right, you've never been part of this, and luckily, neither have I. Have you ever been analyzed in front of the whole company?
Yeah, of course. Like air checks.
But
Like
you
air check meetings.
particularly.
Yeah, bro. Of course.
When? What year? Do you remember or no?
I've been used as an example of this is how shit is done by the company.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, but I mean, it's only my 20th year with the company, of course.
Oh no, I didn't know if they ever picked you.
In 20 years, you don't think they ever picked my air checks? Like, that's pretty. Why would you not think that?
Because mathematically, it's
In 20 years.
well, not 20 because they've only been doing it maybe like the last.
I've been used as the
last
fucking
10.
example of this is how shit.
Well,
Every channel
anyway.
should have every channel. The theory is at SXM is there should be in every break something that identifies that as a break
That
from
day.
that particular channel and that day. So meaning if you just grab the random break from Turbo, and it's not because I say Turbo, it's just the things that I say, the things that I'm talking about, and the time reference of that day, it has to be like, well, that's exactly how this channel's supposed to sound.
Oh no, I'm glad they chose you because it highlights you. I'm just
How
saying
could it not?
All right, because
I mean,
because they do 50 meetings a year, right? 50 meetings a year. There's 100.
What year? I don't know. 2015? I don't know.
No, because I remember
but
this
of
happened a couple
course.
years ago. No, because it was all right. So there's 50 meetings a year, roughly, right? They have a weekly programming meeting at SXM. 50 people get in the conference room, and they pick a channel and a day part. So there's 100 channels of music channels. There's 100 music channels.
Yeah, but not all the channels have hosts.
Oh, yeah, all right, so let's say 80, right? And then each channel has probably, what, 4 hosts?
That's
so now you're talking
high,
about...
though. I bet you not even 80
But now you're talking about now you're talking, let's say, roughly 300 people. So for you to be chosen, that's like a 1 in 5 year odds.
Most channels don't have hosts.
Like
the important channels, the main channels have hosts.
They analyzed me a couple years ago, but it hasn't happened since because they did Pop 2K popped up again randomly, and they chose Michael Yo's hour. So you could go years without them analyzing, but when they do, sometimes my point is, I'm sorry to make this long and drawn out. Sometimes that person's in the room. Like you're not a programmer and I'm not. But let's say Mikey Piff is. He's one of the guys in the meeting sort of running it. But they're like, all right, today we're picking hits one, the 9 p.m. hour. And he has to sit there while everyone goes around the room and tells him what they liked and didn't like. How awkward is that? Imagine if at your job, all the bosses and management were in a round table, like it's a big conference room.
Frasier had to hear how everybody felt about it.
Yeah. No, but imagine they were like, hey, Covino, and out of context when you're not in that zone, hey, Covino, these nuts, it's turbo. Hey, Fred Durst, no cap. Blah, blah. All right, everyone, what do you think of Covino's break? And you're sitting there like,
awkward as hell.
I just did the no cap joke.
For sure, awkward.
And then the first guy might be like, no cap. I'm not, being for my demo. I don't know what that means. And
that's the sad part. Old people might not even get my fucking reference that was relevant to that time era that I'm talking about.
I remember
if I said, so sorry to interrupt, they're not even going to know that, oh yeah, that's a 90s reference on Lithium from Adam Sandler. Because they're fucking idiots. What do they know about the format and genre that I'm hosting? They wouldn't even get.
I agree. Sorry to interrupt. Getting called out in a meeting, good or bad, is nerve-wracking. And I remember, luckily, I'm sure you and I have gotten good reviews in those rare moments. But I remember the one thing I got was like, oh, we loved you. You did this, you did that. One of the bosses didn't get it. We were coming out of Bon Jovi. I was coming out of Bon Jovi. It's My Life.
Bon Jovi.
Right? Mm-hmm. And it was like, it's my life. And I just did a little like, but I don't want your life. Whatever. That's Pop 2K. And someone's like, what is that? I don't want your life. I don't get it. And then someone younger in the room was like, no, that's a reference to a movie of
that era.
Yeah, it's like people. You never know. But imagine being in that room where someone's like, I don't get your joke. Oh, stinks in here.
So Melody had to sit there and wasn't really fazed by it.
I'm so excited for her. Is she more excited than she's letting on you think she doesn't want you to see her pumped? She's got to be pumped. She's got to be.
She's definitely downplaying it, but pumped. And I'm like, Melody, not only did you beat everyone that entered in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, as a 6th grader, your first year in that school, but you beat everybody who was too scared to even submit an entry.
Yeah, you were already brave to begin with.
I'm like, you're already ahead of that, and keep it up, and I'm so proud of you. And like, yes, wow, finally, like it was supposed to be that way. If she didn't win, I would be like, get out of here.
Did you do that thing where you sing or like perform while painting?
No, she just was there with her ukulele.
Both things she's very good at.
She sang a Billie Eilish song.
You have a clip you'll share later this week, maybe, or anything, or no? Maybe a little snippet. You don't have to play the whole thing, but
maybe I'll do it behind the velvet rope. But
that sounds good.
Yeah, it was really cool news, and like I said, wow.
What Billie Eilish song, by the way?
I don't know the name of it.
Because there's a lot of Billie Eilish bangers. I'm a bad guy.
It's a ukulele song.
David Letterman's best friend, Billie Eilish.
Hi, my name is Melody Rain, and I'll be singing I Don't Want to Be You Anymore by Billie Eilish.
I don't want to be you anymore.
I don't want to be you anymore.
I don't want to be you anymore.
Oh, it's right there.
So
show me later. I got to see this.
Congratulations. It's just nice when, like I said, justice prevails. Oh yeah, you should have won.
Yeah, great. Justice. Oh, I can picture Melody singing this.
She's doing this all serious, imagine. And then
Melody.
the next act, Billy's doing magic.
Be that way, fall apart twice a day. I just wish
She did it on the ukulele.
you could feel.
Oh, I can see Melody slaying this because that's very much in her style of voice. Like your daughter sings that way.
And she, had the composure, keep it slow. Kids must have been there like, because kids are like brain dead. Either you're smart or you're like a nose-picking dummy.
Yeah, but kids have to appreciate that's talent right there. Yeah, I always remember the one girl or two in my school that were really good singers and performers. Like that's something you remember. And by the way, perfect song choice for her. I sound like Randy Jackson. Yo, dog, good song choice.
So she won. Melody won. She won a gift card, and she was super happy. But again, like you said, she did like downplay it. And I'm like, I know it might not seem like a big deal to you. It's a big deal. Proud of you. Congratulations. So Melody won. And, you know, when I tell you she needed it, every kid needs it. You see these kids, they're lost.
Yeah.
But she really needed it. She needed a win. And it was a big surprise because, again, this is her first year in that school. None of these kids knew that, leading up to this year, she was always in talent shows. But she hadn't put herself out there in a few years, COVID and everything else. So I was proud of her. Cool dad moment.
So proud of
myself. And then, I don't want to give away other news, but let's just say someone in our circle got good news yesterday. And that's somebody's Spotty's brother. Yeah. I'm not going to give away the story.
Can we?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, go ahead. No way.
But look, I feel like I sort of steered Spot's brother, James, in a direction. Bro, I'm fucking drowning, bro. I need money, bro.
I'm drowning, bro. I got a kid.
I'm like, dude, my brother is killing it. If he's doing it, you could do it.
Brother's constantly complaining to me.
Your brother James, your brother James is like...
I pointed James in the direction.
He loves to hear himself complain, but won't do anything about it.
Spot's brother J-Rock, who you've seen on Covino and Rich filling in for Covino on those few occasions where you weren't here.
Yeah.
Him and Tudmaster Tommy, a great combo. James
great combos.
Is a dad. He works all these odd jobs to make it work, and I know he complains to Spot. He's got a big heart, but he's also like super worried. He's a very worried guy all the time.
Him and his wife are the two most neurotic people in Scotch Plains, New Jersey.
He's fucking the most worried guy, bro.
By the way, that's something he needs to work on because people pick up on it.
He is neurotic.
Yeah, like what's up with this guy?
He's my tenant. So I'm not my tenant. I mean, we all own the houses.
Yeah.
But technically, I oversee it. He's my tenant.
Well, people don't. When we lost Spot's amazing mother, Spot and the siblings were left the properties that the family owned, Grandma's house and Spot's mom's house,
and they're right next to each other. And we're working on doing something with that. But in the meantime,
he's renting and you're running
my mom's house. My brother lives in my grandmother's house.
And since you're the responsible sibling, you sort of oversee the estate.
Obviously, the houses are old. Obviously, we're looking to get them knocked down. So, but he constantly complains like, "Oh, bro, there's a fucking."
His Spot's brother's got to go. I see a little something. Oh, there's mold. The mold is killing my family.
Honestly, he said to me, he's like, "Yo, bro, I gotta get out of this house. We gotta do something. My son is dying."
He like what? He goes, yeah, I think there's mold.
Yeah, there's mold in the house.
We're all dying slowly.
He can't breathe. He's dying. I'm taking him to the ER. We're moving out. I'm like, okay.
How about you slow down?
I'm like, all right. No, I said, okay, start packing and look for an apartment. And he's like, why you gotta be like that, bro? Why you gotta say? I'm like,
well, that was a little harsh.
No, I'm saying like I'm not saying beat it, but I'm saying okay, find another place and we'll figure out the house situation. He doesn't have to live there.
Well, you know why he wants to live there too? Because you're telling him cover the very minimal mortgage that is probably 1/5 of what he pays somewhere else.
Mortgage. He's paying the taxes. That's it.
Oh
and
my God.
He barely taxes and utilities.
Worst part of the game.
He pays the bare minimum to live in that house, and he still owes me money.
Well, look, Spotty's brother. Anyway. Also was hit hard during the pandemic, lost work, right? And he has a kid and family to provide for. So I said, look, dude, my buddy Gus hired my brother. They're all killing it. They're making lots of money.
Work for Gus.
They're making like a lot of money. You saw my brother's apartment. Your brother's
making a ton of money and he doesn't know what floor to ceiling windows are. Your brother is a likable, lovable guy, but the reality is he's making more than most.
Making more than me.
Your brother's making more than you, huh?
Like I said,
probably.
Like I said, I would love to go work for Gus. If I could work for Gus here, I would work for Gus.
So,
Gustavo,
there's a lot of money to be made in real estate and appraisals and things like that. But my buddy Gus, he owns the company. So I reached out to Gus on James's behalf, and I said, James, obviously you're going to do a great job, but you can't let me down here because I'm going to refer you, and my brother will train you on this.
I appreciate that.
But still, dude, I don't want any credit from that. My position here is I feel like I steered him and encouraged him that there's money to be made here if you just do this.
Let me give everyone a little real talk element to this. When you work in the entertainment industry, there comes a point that if you don't get the break that maybe you or I got or some others got, and you're like 30, 40 something, you still haven't really got that big chance, and you got a wife and kid now, I'm not saying stop chasing your dreams and do what you want. But you can't be
have
like,
a backup.
yeah, you can't be like, yeah, I'm part-time radio guy and I'm doing fill-ins and I'm trying my
He can't
best.
survive on that though.
He can't. Yeah,
He can't.
he can't. He needed a legitimate step in the right direction. The fact that you step forward and like, yo, keep doing your radio and MC passions.
But this is real money. And this is like it's not your dream, but this is like
this is a day
an
job
opportunity.
that can make you hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
You could be living a nice life for you, your wife, and your kid. And
So
James
he applied himself.
He's reluctant still a little bit.
He was but he applied himself. He went forward with it. But then you have to pass a test, and he failed the test a bunch of times. He's not the only guy that's failed the test.
A lot of
but
times, he said.
I
right?
was like, as the guy who encouraged him down this path, I just wanted to see him pass, so that I could say, "Yeah, man, see." And he's got his master's from Rutgers. He's no dummy, but the test is hard. Spot, it's your brother. Yes, of yesterday.
As of yesterday, he finally passed the appraisal test.
Yeah, like justice has been served. I'm like, finally. Like,
Finally.
I
after
felt so happy.
Was it 6 times the charm? I think?
Yeah. I was like, fuck, yes, now.
It's like the bar exam. It's like the bar exam. Once you pass, who gives a fuck how many times you took it, right?
Doesn't matter. Like, he could start making some real money in a month. Because now he's just got to learn the ins and outs of how to enter these numbers and do that sort of thing. But now that he passed, that's all that matters. So he could start doing appraisals, and it's a big win.
I hear he kept failing because he also thought it was Florida ceiling windows.
Yeah, because my brother was.
And finally, once we did that show, he realized, it
But
is Florida ceiling.
another proud and happy moment. Like, finally, sweet, good news. It's nice to hear good news once in a while.
Finally.
So James passed, and like I said, a little relief for me because I didn't want to feel like I steered him the wrong way, and I just hope he could keep moving forward and capitalize here.
Focuses.
Yeah, applies himself.
Himself and doesn't get distracted by like other stupidity.
True.
Like your brother.
He's
your
very
brother
torn
has
on
to-
chasing the dream.
Your brother has to your brother would be offered like, yo, James, I'm gonna give you some extra appraisals and you'll make thousands. Yeah, but I'm supposed to MC a gig at the Jersey Shore for
Nailed
$200
it.
for $200, and it's
Nailed
like,
it.
what, dude?
My
use your
dummy
head.
brother said the same thing. He's like, he seems a little more concerned about that stuff. I was like, well, his priority has to shift.
Yeah,
and that's it because he passed the test now.
I'm supposed to MC a trivia night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what are they?
It's hard
MCing a
to-
trivia night for a couple $100, or hey, go appraise these 3 houses, you get $1,000.
It's hard to look in the mirror and accept that you've gotten old.
And that's over, right?
Yeah.
Like, so behind the velvet rope, there's a lot of times where he's dealing with people who are just there for the money and there to get that appraisal, I should say. And he's like, yeah, I got an MC. And they're like, MC? Yo, man, this is a career. This is our career.
Like you take this
So,
serious. If you take
if
this
you take it
serious,
serious
you're
now.
gonna make hundreds of thousands of dollars and have a great life for your family.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about doing happy hour at Jenkinson in Point Pleasant, New Jersey.
Right. So big win for
wings.
Jamesy.
What's that?
Jamesy.
Free wings.
But he gets free wings at the gig though.
So a day of wow.
I know. It's like
Finally,
it's
something
good
good.
news and justice prevails.
like it's one thing. I mean, I don't know what he does, but it's one thing if he was like young and trying to like get some Jersey Shore poon. It's another to be like married with a kid and like choosing less money and more time for no reason.
But
Yeah.
I was very happy to hear that, man. Honestly, when I heard that James passed the test, I was like, oh man, I felt so good for him and happy. He still hasn't hit me up, but I was so happy for him. And then my daughter came out with that news. I was like, man, today was a good. I saw my name on a blimp. Today's a good day, man. Didn't even have to use my AK.
There you go.
By the way, it says Steve Covino was a pimp. I was like, sweet.
That was me.
Anyway, yesterday was a good day.
Yeah.
So I was then on social media at night after Stranger Things.
Yeah, Mercury retrograde did just end.
See, good things happening.
So that's why.
So I hope James applies himself and runs with it. And I hope my daughter uses this momentum of confidence and good feelings and uses that to like, yeah, when I apply myself, good things could happen. I just want her to run with that lesson and that feeling of she could do whatever she sets her mind to. So I was very happy. I'm like, your dad never won a talent contest.
Put your mind to it.
Proud of you.
You can accomplish anything.
And then, again, I'm in bed last night watching Stranger Things, and I saw a tweet from our buddy Jake, our former intern and pal Jake.
Party star Jake?
Who never says hey. I'm just kidding.
Jake
Was
always-
he, I was gonna say he was on our
he
stream the other day, right?
listens, he supports our show.
Yeah.
The link in his Instagram bio is to our show. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. He's a
I
huge
didn't
supporter of the
know
show.
that. What a guy. Well, look, Jake posted something I thought was kind of funny. I'll just bring it up.
So when all these Instagram hoes are going to check out Jake and be like, oh, what's this? They find us.
Oh, no wonder we got all these Instagram hoes. Anyway, he says, I can't help but think, this is a tweet from Jake Allegro, our old associate producer and friend. Can't help but think my +1 for my brother's wedding being taken away has less to do with keeping the wedding small and more out of sheer terror that I'll bring some random fling I met a week before trapsing through Europe. Traipsing?
He's using funny words now.
I mean, I get the gist.
Traipsing is not a funny word.
I've never heard anyone say it. My mom would say gallivanting.
Traipsing through Europe.
Traipsing? You've heard someone use this word ever.
Traipsing is a word.
But you've used it?
I have used the word traipsing around like a.
I always use the word traipsing. Without infatuated.
You don't know because nerds traipse.
Yeah, I don't traipse. I
Covino
fucking gallivant.
he fucking hangs,
I
bro.
fuck through Europe. I don't use nerdy words like traipsing.
Yo.
Yeah.
Gallivanting is
I
a
was
good word.
strutting.
Gallivanting.
Power
Is,
strut.
gallivanting is a mom word. Moms love to say, what are you,
Capesing.
gallivanting?
Traipsing is like skipping. Gallivanting is like riding a horse.
So,
Oh, yes.
you know, you could take what you want from that, but yo, his brother's
And
getting
Jake
married.
definitely skips through Europe.
Imagine this: your brother's getting married,
And the family's like,
and your brother says, "Yeah, that +1 I gave you, gotta take it away." That's awkward in itself.
I think,
And then I really think there's something to be said about his truth. They're probably like, what if who knows who Jake's gonna bring? All these fucking weirdos he meets.
I mean, Jake is a party boy.
What if he brings a dude? Like,
Jake-
they're probably like, yeah, let's take away Jake's +1
Jake is a party dude.
with attitude.
Surf dudes with attitudes.
I just think that's so funny.
Attitudes, yeah.
Because you made comment recently that everybody gets a +1. Jake's brother's
I don't-
getting married.
I
Jake
don't-
doesn't even get a +1.
No, I didn't say everyone gets a +1. I think everyone gets a +1 if you're in an established relationship. Make it very clear. I did not say
But
everyone
this
gets
is-
a +1.
This is his brother.
No, brother. Yeah, I think you should get a +1.
Can't
then.
take a date.
But here's the deal. If you're getting married or going to an event, if someone is with someone that they call their boyfriend, girlfriend, then they get a +1. But if someone's like, I'm casually dating people, hey, then it's really up to you. If you say, hey, dude, you want to come solo? Some people that are casually dating wouldn't want to bring someone to a wedding.
Jake's situation, two things or a couple things at play here. One, he's in the wedding, so he's going to be busy. He doesn't need
So yeah,
someone.
he doesn't need some floozy
Two-
hanging around like uncomfortable while he's doing like groomsman shit.
Two, if he really wanted to bring someone, like as if it were my brother, I would say, like, if my brother was, single at the time, I'd be like, bro, don't bring a whore. If you want to bring someone you're dating, bring them. But otherwise, don't bring a whore.
Honestly, before your brother
say to my brother, like, you can bring someone, just don't make it be a whore you met at fucking Jenkinson's.
These conversations can be very open because it's siblings. But like Spot's right, if his brother
I really
James,
feel there's a truth to what he said jokingly.
oh,
on
your
Twitter.
brother's a great example. If you got married and actually had I know you say you don't want like a wedding, but if you and Jordan had a wedding at like a venue and everything, if you'd be like, yo, Tommy, I mean, if you're dating a girl you like, bring her, but don't just be like, yo, some girl I fucked at the bar in Hoboken and bring it to your wedding.
Cheeks. I hope I can get in that
Like,
night,
don't
bro.
bring some girl to my
Split
wedding
cheeks,
that you
yeah.
don't bring some girl to my wedding that you banged once just has nice cheeks. Like, if you like her,
But
bring her. But
third, for Jake is a very smooth, handsome guy. He can easily pick up someone at the wedding. There's going to be a single bridesmaid.
it'll be fine. I would if I was him.
If I can do it.
If I was Jake, I'd
I just
say,
truly believe. I
Jake
believe
can do
his
it.
tweet. His
Jake
tweet
can
again.
live my life.
His tweet again was
It happened, by the
his
way.
brother
Okay.
took away his
Swear to God, it
+1.
happened.
He believes
So
it has
I'm
less
just
to
so
do
ashamed of it.
with keeping the wedding small, more to do with the terror of who he's going to bring. And I believe that. I really do.
you got to answer for real though. You really
So again, here, to wrap up the thought, there's the truth and the spin, right? We learned that somewhere along the way. A consultant once told us that.
truth.
There's the truth, and then there's the spin.
There's three sides
The
to every
spin
story.
was, we're really trying to keep the wedding small, Jake. So we're going to take away the +1, man. Just keeping it small.
No,
The truth is,
don't bring a whore.
don't we don't want you to bring a horse, so we're taking away
But
number one.
it is.
+1.
There's truth in both, though. If you're trying to keep the wedding small, don't bring a whore just because you have a date. And I hate to keep saying the word whore. Don't bring a
hoe. Hoe is way less offensive.
Don't bring a fling just because you need to fill a +1, because that's a waste of a seat if they're trying to actually make it a small wedding. So I think there is truth in both.
Well, either way, I wish Jake a great time and congratulations to his brother. And then after reading tweets and going through the news, I found some stories that I wanted to share in our rando news of the day.
All right. But do you believe Spot all these years later?
About what? The girl he nailed at the wedding?
Yeah.
If I were proud of it, I would like show you photos and be like, man, look at this girl banged. Really wasn't proud of it.
Listen, man.
I wasn't.
Look at the way you are at this stage.
It was
of your
one of
life.
my most awkward and
You got a beautiful wife.
disappointing.
You're in better
and-
shape than you ever been. Is it time for you to say like it never happened?
No, it happened, but it's one of my most awkward and disappointing encounters I've ever had with a woman.
Oh, okay, so
to the point where I choose not to brag about it. I just say it happened. It never once did I brag that I was like, yeah, I banged this fucking girl at the wedding. I banged a girl at the wedding. I wasn't proud of it.
How'd it go though? Like
It was so bad.
Were you bad?
We were both bad.
I mean,
it wasn't an enjoyable experience.
What was
We
your
were
performance?
drunk.
What was your performance like?
It was horrible. I only had one condom. It was just such a bad
So now
experience.
there's a detail. He only had one condom. Okay.
And it wasn't even mine. I had to search through my fucking. I was at my friend's house, who got married because he was
That's
leaving.
an unnecessary detail. Why do you need more than one?
He left.
You need more than one.
Why?
He was leaving for the wedding.
Usually,
honeymoon.
like throughout the experience, I feel like condoms get weird. Like all of a sudden, condoms could.
He's one of those
get all weird on
people
you.
that leaves directly after their wedding for the honeymoon. So I was staying at his house. I didn't expect to get laid because it's me. And
how'd you know it was on? Did the girl be like, "Well, I guess
she
it's
was
happening."
like, there was a little after party after the wedding, and from like that second, it just kind of, she was all over me, and I was like, okay, let's see where this
all
day
of you
goes.
like kissing on you?
We made out a little, and then, oh my god, so not happy.
How'd you know it was going to happen? She's like, I think I want
She's like-
Hugzilla. Like, what
Yeah,
did she?
she's like, let's go. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm staying at, you know. She's like, let's go back and hang out. I'm like, okay, and we went back, made out.
We actually have audio of the experience.
That's her. That's me unleashing, and her unleashing. I wasn't, yeah. So it's like, you make it sound like I'm like, yeah, fucking banging chicks left and right. Yeah, at the fucking wedding. Yeah, they all wanted my dick. It wasn't an experience like that at all. I hope
Did she have a
realize that.
mustache?
She may have.
Was she a big girl or a thin
She
girl?
was thick. Yeah, she was thick.
Like thick, like Lizzo?
No, not nearly as Lizzo thick.
Was it thick 30? Your favorite time of the day?
It was thick 30.
Sponty's down with the thickness.
I put like,
so she was
like
thick.
like Mauser loves to give me like flack that I'm like, yeah, I'm banging bridesmaid. Yeah, you made it up. No, because if I were proud of it, I would like make up all these details. I talk about how her boobs felt like sandbags. I would do all this shit, but I was like
I'm
such
guessing
like
she was like a bigger girl that
she was a bigger girl.
Did she
I
know?
was drunk.
Was she ready? Did she got labouche going on? Was she like
had a little
unprepared?
labouche. There may have been some things going on down there. I couldn't tell. It was dark.
Do you remember?
I was drunk.
Do you remember what position you did this in?
I'm pretty sure I was on top. Yeah, I was on top. I was missionary. It was very lackluster. Probably didn't last that long. Only had the one condom.
And then afterwards, we were like, "Nice meeting you."
Got a blowy in the morning, and it was very miserable.
Oh, it was an overnight experience.
And you
That's
stayed in
another
the- You
thing.
slept with her in the bed.
She stayed.
Oh.
I was at the house. She stayed. It's not my fault.
Did you go down on her?
I did. It wasn't very exciting. I didn't know what I was doing. It was dark. I couldn't find anything.
I think I'm gonna barf.
Oh, man,
That's why. Like,
I don't believe you now. For
if-
years, I thought you were lying.
If
I
there's
believe you.
anything else I could say to make you believe this,
I believe you now.
come on.
I believe.
Woof.
I believe you now. Man,
I wasn't very experienced at the time. It was the mid 2000s. Like, I didn't really have much under my belt yet.
oh wow. You know what?
So it was like,
Did she try to like spoon or like make a circle around your nipple like in Heartbreak Kid?
maybe, like those details I don't really remember. It's all the other stuff was
Did she
so,
tell you she loves you?
No. All the other stuff was so traumatizing that any of the details are just so blurred.
Was there ever a follow-up, like a call or a text or something later on? Like, hey, like, did she try to like see you again?
No. And because this was an out-of-state wedding. So
sounds like a horrible experience.
It was a horrible experience. And the awkward part is that she's really good friends with my friend's wife.
To this day?
So we have seen each other.
Do you give her a look like, remember our little fling?
I mean, it was very awkward because like I feel like the next time I saw her after that, it was a couple years later and I was with Kristen at the time. Wow. Kristen doesn't even know this, I don't think. She knows about the experience.
But she doesn't know who it is? Oh.
Nor does she know that they've crossed paths.
Wait, so your wife hung with a girl that you had an awkward one-night stand with and you didn't tell Kristen? Oh, Sarah would call that a no-no.
Yeah, it's a no-no.
One time we went to the bar. Remember the bartender was some girl I got with, and Sarah was sort of agitated that she's like, why didn't you just tell me that you had hooked up with the bartender? Because now I feel like I'm not in the know.
I mean, at the end of the day, I cut my nut off. Doesn't matter. You know? So at that, if you look at it, if you put a pot, speaking of the spin.
I don't know, bro.
You seem really awkward right now.
Who, me or him?
You know? He seems disgusted.
Like my brother says, thick girl blowies are a line drive in the box score. So
yeah,
man,
that's why. After that day, I learned a lesson that day.
Still hitting the box score, bro.
I learned a lesson that day that I will carry with me for the rest of my life, even though it doesn't fly anymore. Always have a box of condoms ready. Could have had so much more fun.
What do you mean box? Like what
year is this?
Slaying it? I don't get this.
What year? Yeah, sometimes you need more than one. One condom is not a safety.
I could have probably had like 3 more sessions that night.
Well, not just for another ses. I'm saying sometimes like the condom rolls off a weird way. Like you want to just start fresh and get a new one.
My shit is tight, bro. It means you got a little fucking ween going.
No, sometimes the condom just feels weird or something.
Yeah,
Who wears condoms anyway? All right, Spot. What year is this?
2007, Rich. Yeah.
15 years ago. So
2007.
15 years ago.
Yeah. It was, I mean, you know, I told you it was my friend Matt's wedding, right? So,
I know Matt.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
You know, we really don't talk that much anymore. And it kind of upsets me. We were so close.
He's such a good guy.
Jump to conclusions, Matt.
Yeah, we were so close. And
occasionally
text each other about a little memory.
Didn't he go through a little something and he was healthy again?
He had something in his brain.
Yeah, but he's okay. It worked out though, right?
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I like that guy.
His kids are almost like in college now.
When I met this guy, Matt, I remember thinking like, you know when your friends meet different friends? I was like, I like Spot's other friend.
Yeah, Matt's a really like solid stand-up guy.
Yeah.
He's an accountant, rising in the ranks at his job.
Yeah.
His wife's like a professor.
His wife's best friend fucked you at a wedding. In the early 2000s.
Yeah, Rich is using like Levi 550 Jinko fucking condoms. Baggy ones.
I can't tell you the last time I wore a condom.
Baggy
Maybe,
condoms.
I don't know, when George W. Bush was president.
Baggy condom Davis.
When Bush was popular.
When Bush was popular, I was rocking a condom.
That's the last time Rich wore
I think I wore a condom when MySpace was. I don't even think I wore a condom when MySpace was popular.
Isn't it true that magnums are the same around the base? It's just the rest of it's bigger, so anyone can really wear a magnum.
I think that's what the story is. All right.
Or is that another one of those wives'
urban legends your mom told you?
Yeah, Christian.
I don't know.
Magnums
I don't know
are the
that
same.
fun fact. So after the whole Jake story, I was just going through. I get a lot of news on Twitter.
And by the way, it wasn't my first or my last, but it was certainly my least proud. So to think that I would make that up is a little offensive.
Still hitting the scorecard, bro.
All right. So there you go.
Still a hit, bro.
Frozen rope to scorecard.
Still a hit.
Hope she doesn't listen. Or I hope Matt doesn't either.
I do love this story. You don't think it's funny, Andrew? Hearing Spot retell.
I mean,
a great hit, a moment in his life.
You know, I've done a lot of reflecting on my life recently. I've had a lot of
fun
bloopers. I had a lot of fun, but I really had a lot of bloopers.
Sarah and I had that thought last night. Covino, we're sitting watching TV after the kids went to sleep, and I'm like, how? And this is, but not because of edibles. I said, how and I'm sure you've had this conversation with Jordan, I bet. How did we get here? She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know. How did life just boom? And now we're living in Southern California, not where you grew up, not where I grew up. In the next room over there, there's 2 bedrooms where there's 2 little kids sleeping. Like we are independent for a long time.
I don't know. You didn't use a condom.
Yeah. But you get what I'm saying? Like you ever think of like
or it fell off in some weird, mysterious way.
How did I get here?
How and why did I get here? And the days go by, and the water's falling down, and the water, same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was.
Dude, play the beginning of that song. It's exactly what Rich just said.
How did we get here?
How and why did we get here? That's Talking Heads.
You never were looking around your condo, your beautiful condo.
I don't use.
Sitting with Jordan.
I don't use them. To be honest, I don't use them.
You never sat around your condo with Jordan. You're watching the Yankees game, and you take a look around. You're like, how am I here? Meaning, how am I with you? How am I living here? What is going on?
You may ask yourself.
I do. I ask myself all the time.
You may find yourself living in a shotgun shack.
That's what he does in the video.
In another part of the world. And you may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile.
Why are you lowering it?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
With a beautiful wife.
And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here?
Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was.
This video where it's like,
yeah, once in a lifetime.
Yeah, I feel like you said this shit to me the other day, so you're full of baloney. Like I feel like you said like sometimes you're like
I'm full of
like
baloney.
when you look at like
No, your heart was when they
you're sitting with you and Jordan. You're like, how did this this is my life. This is like of all the different paths I could have taken. Here I am.
I don't think I said that.
Come and take me.
Pretty sure you did.
Maybe I did.
Like,
I mean, I think about these things all the time.
I feel like you said to me the other day, like you and Jordan even joked, like you looked, you're like, who are you? Like, how did my life end up where here I am at a condo with you, who I fell for? I have a daughter. I'm working. Like, how did you end up here?
I mean, it's possible. I have these things. I think everybody under the moon has these thoughts for sure.
Moon.
Like, yeah. What is this? What?
How am I? I thought about that.
Pride moon.
Like I'm in my house. My 2 kids are sleeping in the other room. I'm sitting back. I'm just a straight up adult now. Got, the kids are sleeping. Got to get up for work in the morning. Oh, let me check the sprinkler system.
Where do you keep your briefcase?
Exactly. I'm just saying. It's a weird fucking thought sometimes. Like, how did I end up in this exact circumstance? It's a weird thought.
Destiny, fate.
All right. Well, I had
chance. I'm looking into the news.
Yeah, get into the news.
I didn't know we were going to have a smut tale from Spot, but at least we got some details we never heard before. So, real quick, the rando news. That's what happened. Just made note of some stories.
What's the first story? Is it sports?
Yeah, sure, sports. Why not?
It's always sports.
Because we're sports nerds, bro, right?
There's much more in the news than sports.
You think that, but
there is.
Well, then, babe, you're more than welcome to bring ideas.
You could do a segment if you'd like. Do you want to do a segment about the Ukraine and guns?
See, that's why you think if it's sports, you know what other stuff goes on in the news? Like feel-good stories.
I'll give you a story in the news.
Entertainment.
There was a headline yesterday to show you that people are morons. I saw a headline that said, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's kid looks like both of them.
It's not sports.
No, but then I said, how is
My
that?
kid looks like, I mean, that's just normal.
No.
Yeah, how's that news?
My point. How is there a headline that says Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's kid looks like both of them? I'm like, how did someone say, yeah, print that headline? Wait, you're saying their kid looks like them? What the fuck? That's the news?
You and your brother look a lot alike. Well, he's my brother.
I thought of that because
he is my brother.
With Ben's little handsome haircut. Oh, I made a video of Ben getting a haircut. You want to see it after you do your news?
Sure.
Okay, cool. People might not know Ben got a do trim. I haven't posted about it, so
in sports, real quick, right quick. Rangers and Lightning today. Rangers up 2-1. Lightning won the last game, but the Colorado Avalanche won the Western Conference Championship yesterday in the finals over Edmonton. Sorry, Canadians.
Sorry, eh?
6-5. And, of course, NBA.
Our hockey news for the next year.
Yep. NBA Finals.
Come back next year for an update.
Tomorrow, Game 3. The series is tied at 2. But in other sports news, like I said, there was a random fight last night, but it really isn't random because the Filipino Flash was a big name. And he had a rematch with the guy that beat him last time. I always fuck his name up, but it's like Naoya Inoue. This Japanese guy who's like a phenom. They're saying the most underrated fighter in boxing at bantamweight, and pretty much put a stop to his career. I think the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire.
Is it true you can get from one end of the island to the other in under 3 seconds?
There was a fight in the middle of the night in Japan yesterday. Donaire had a great run. Right, Miguel Miggs? But I think his career is over. I think it's over now. So Inoue continues 23-0, WBC Bantam champion. In other rando news, there's a big story about Prince Louis at the Platinum Jubilee celebration. Did you see this?
Prince Louis?
I thought it was Louis, yeah.
Prince Louis, I don't give a fuck. The question is,
Brits.
Spoiled brat or just a normal 4-year-old?
A normal kid.
He was pulling Rudy Giuliani's son.
But the funny part, he did something I haven't seen a kid do in a long time. He pulled one of these.
He was pulling
He's pulled the thumb to your nose like
Chris Farley.
Is that like a European gesture?
It's like he's a kid, and just because they think they have to be so proper.
I'm more of a thumbs in the ear type of guy. I'm more of this guy.
Some people love it.
Some people love this deal.
He would not stop. Again, he's like Chris Farley as Rudy Giuliani's son.
He's a normal kid.
We're on TV.
Well, that's the question being
Little
posed.
Louis, stop it. Stop it.
Jordan thought it was hilarious.
Because
Jordan's
you know what?
It's like he's a cartoon character from like the 1960s.
But all it does is just proves that.
What's that guy's name again? Boris behind him. He looks so dumbfounded.
Bori.
It just shows though that
but I don't
it doesn't matter if you're a royal kid.
Mommy.
Yeah, he's a fucking prince. Doesn't matter. He's what, 3 years old? What is he like? How old is he? 3?
4.
4? That's like you trying to tell me, hey, take Ben or Emmy somewhere. I mean, Emmy's a little older now, but take them somewhere and expect perfect behavior just because it's the Queen's Jubilee. Like they give a fuck.
Ben would knock Ben would like
The
push
Platinum
the Jubilee.
Jubilee. Oh, the Platinum Jubilee. What an embarrassment.
Yeah,
So the question is, normal 4-year-old or spoiled brat?
The Queen's old as fuck.
Yeah, but kids don't know. Like the whole joke. Remember when Melody was at Sirius XM and you're like, Melody, that's Smokey Robinson. He's like, hi, old guy. Like kids don't know who's who or what's what or anything. And that's older too. If you think a 3 to 4-year-old is going to behave just because their mom or dad said, you know, this is your grandmother's Jubilee.
So again, that's just the story. It's in every major news source.
Brusky.
Hey, sorry to backtrack and give you another sports story, but I mean, it really isn't, and it is. Okay. No. But there was a South African boxer. I saw this, right? I don't know who these people are. It doesn't matter. It's not relevant to the story. Simiso Buthelezi appeared to lose his bearings in the ring on Sunday. Get this. The fighter was just seconds from claiming the WBF African lightweight title. It wasn't like a big sanctioned American fight. But he's fighting, right? Get this. He knocks the guy down, but loses consciousness. And all of a sudden, he's phantom fighting in the midair. He starts walking toward the referee. And then the referee moves, and he's still punching. And they're like, fight's over. He lost consciousness. The guy that was winning was punching in thin air. And he was close to winning, and they stopped the fight. He lost the fight.
This isn't the guy that's in the coma now, is it?
I don't know the update.
You don't know this? Hold on. What's his name?
South African Simiso Buthelezi. Very scary moment in South Africa.
He's in an induced coma.
Oh, okay.
He, according to ESPN.
But he was the guy on his feet. He knocked the other dude down. The other dude got up, though. This dude was rattled to the point where they had to stop the fight, and he ended up not winning.
Boxer Simiso Buthelezi is induced into a coma after shadow boxing during a title fight. South African lightweight. He's in a coma. after he started to shadow box his opponent who had been knocked down in the final minute of a 10-round bout. Yeah, he stumbled backwards and
the ref stopped it. I mean, for good reason. Watch. So he knocks the guy down. That's it. He won the fight. But then he walks away. The guy he knocks down gets up. So he's still in the fight. But then look, watch. Here he goes. He's looking at the referee. And then he starts coming at the referee. And then the referee moves and he's still fighting. Look.
Throwing punches. He doesn't know where he is.
Oh. So he's not the one that got knocked down.
No, that's weird. But he lost the fight.
It was a real. They're saying
and
that some of the,
hopefully he's fighting for his life and wins.
A lot of people in the boxing community saying it's one of the strangest and saddest things they've ever seen in the sport.
Fucking weird, man.
Imagine that the guy gets a knockout and then he's so out of sorts that he starts boxing into thin air.
Didn't know where he was. So crazy story. And then, like I said, sports related. We always joke about John Sterling. Oh, I didn't know this. John Sterling, Yankees broadcaster that we joke about all the time. Because I love him. I love the guy. I think he's great. His voice is soothing to me. I listen to him all the time.
Yeah, you get used to the voices.
He's gone 5,062 games without missing a game.
Shut up.
And guess what? WFAN is saying, yeah, you don't have to do away games anymore. And he's like, well, I didn't want to travel anyway. It's one of those sad stories.
I did hear them say that.
Grandpa.
I did hear them say that on the Mets broadcast because the Mets. I love all the stories about how the Yankees have such history and victories, and the Yankees are one of the best organizations in all of sports, and the Mets, lovable losers that have had a couple. The one thing the Mets could say is that they've won twice, but those 2 years were magical. That's the only thing the Mets could say. 69 and 86 were magical years, but other than that, the Yankees are kings of New York in baseball. But the one thing the Mets get credit for is their TV channel and their broadcasters. SNY and Gary, Keith, and Ron are top of the line. And even Howie Rose on the radio call.
Those are the TV guys.
But
Howie Rose and what, Randazzo or whatever?
Yeah, Howie
Sterling's
Rose,
the radio guy.
Howie Rose is considered one of the best radio guys ever. And he just started his I Don't Go West of the Mississippi. And that's when the young guy, Randazzo, does it. They're saying the same for the Yankees. Now, a lot of these old timers, they're keeping it in the mix, but they're saying like, listen, do you really want to...
the streak is over.
Yeah, do you want to go on it's almost like, hey, let's give the young guy an opportunity to break in. Hey, if the Yankees are going to play the Mariners in Seattle, hey, John Sterling, you could sit this one out.
John Sterling is the voice of the New York Yankees on WFAN. 2019, the 83-year-old ended... 2019. Oh, okay, his streak ended at 5,060, but now he's not doing away games.
Yeah.
That's just the progression of the career.
I like it, man. It's the right move.
It is, and he's gracefully saying, he's also saying that it's
time.
It's time, like he's old and the travel and the hustle and bustle just isn't for an 83-year-old anymore, which is sad. But again, great opportunity, and he's handling it with grace, and I was okay. I didn't realize he had that streak.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
You get so used to your broadcasters, but John Sterling, honestly, for as corny as he is, some of his home run calls make me laugh. So I guess I got to give him props for making me laugh.
I think it's great.
They're so bad that's funny.
That's a side story. Who cares? I don't even bring that.
Yeah,
one
what
up.
is it?
Miguel Andujar
wants to be traded,
but his former teammates like Gary Sanchez,
Miguel Andujar,
and Urshela, guys that played with him that are now on the Twins, are speaking out loud and saying, yeah, the Yankees should do the right thing. Just trade this guy and give him the opportunity of ruining his career.
Yeah. Every team has, I guess you would say good teams. Because a lot of times
had 27 home runs and 92 RBIs and batted like 300 his rookie year.
Yeah.
He was a good player. He had potential.
Look at it.
He just got hurt.
Cove, there's a way to look at it. If you're
And sorry, he got sent down to the minors only because Giancarlo Stanton came off the injured reserve list.
It's the rub of being it happens in all sports, right? Like there's backup quarterbacks on some teams that would absolutely be the starter on another team, right? You're like anywhere else, this guy would be a starting quarterback, but he's like.
So he's like, you guys got to trade me. You're ruining my career.
Like Jordan Love
in the minors.
Jordan Love, who's sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for a couple of years now. Jordan Love probably would have got a chance most other places, right? Happens all the time in sports. And in baseball, most specifically in baseball, there are guys that would be batting in the meat of the lineup somewhere else.
Yeah, but he's proven to be better than Aaron Hicks and Joey Gallo, but they have long-term, high-paying contracts.
Yeah.
So as a business decision, they're like, we can't fucking play this guy over. We're paying these dudes millions of dollars.
That's why the Mets got credit, because they don't play those games.
I know.
They
So
were
we'll
like,
see.
Cano stinks. He's gone.
Yeah. Of course.
But
So
you know what happens, though, Cove? What happens in that scenario is that sometimes a guy, you're right, is robbed of some of these good years because of that. Right now, you know, and to want to be traded off a good team just shows that guy wants his chance.
No, this is a different story, man. This isn't like he's unhappy there, so he's got to go.
He just wants to play.
He just wants to play, and they're ruining his career right now.
Yeah.
And every fan knows. Like, yeah, he's better than the guys that are starting, and he deserves this opportunity, and they sent him down to the minors again. It's fucked up. And his former teammates that are no longer on the Yankees are even saying, yeah, you got to get rid of this dude. You're ruining this guy. So just a side story. The other story, did you see Hunter Biden's in the news?
Hunter Biden?
Yeah.
No, I was going to give you one last thought about that. For the Mets, you know who that player is?
Who?
When you want to be traded
the
from
Mets have the biggest story. You didn't mention it.
When you want to be traded from a good team, you know what that's pretty much saying? That's pretty much when you want to be traded from a good team, you're pretty much saying, while winning is important, I just want to play. I want a chance to play. Dom Smith.
And earn some money.
Dom Smith of the Mets. You would think, who wouldn't want to be on the Mets or the Yankees right now when they're the two best teams in Major League Baseball?
Of course they want to be, yeah.
But Dom Smith is like, I want to be traded. Because right now you're like, I'm platooning, I'm getting that bat here. I'm batting 200 with like a home run because you're not giving me the chance.
It's a sad story. This dude has all the potential in the world. He came in second rookie of the year to Ohtani, and I think he should have won, to be honest, that year. So that's a side story. That's more sportsy. But again, it's a life thing. He's like, yo, man, if you don't give me a chance, I'm never going to fucking make money in this game. And on a side note, with Rich's Mets, Escobar hit for the cycle yesterday, which I know you're really impressed by, and it is awesome.
I think
and he got the triple to get the cycle, which is so difficult.
The cycle is sort of the coolest part.
That is awesome. Hunter Biden, just a weird story. 22 hours ago, New York Post, like leaked video of him packing heat came out. Nude Hunter Biden cavorts with hooker, illegal gun. I don't even know how did they know it's illegal? I don't know.
I thought when you said
in the latest mess for the president.
You meant in his pants.
So it's like everybody has that Bob from La Bamba that embarrasses the family. Unfortunately for the president, it's Hunter Biden. And there he is with his ass streaks out. They're blocking out his dick.
What do you say?
Look. Oh, man. Look. And he's like, he's got his gun out with hookers and drugs.
Can't you just behave? Can't you behave yourself?
Yo, chill.
Can't you behave yourself?
Yeah,
if you're the president, if you're the president's kids.
Did you see the viral Disney video?
I don't know what's worse, Hunter Biden or the little Prince Louis.
Again, embarrassing, right? Embarrassing. There's a story that I've seen for the past few days that I've been meaning to bring up. It's all over social media.
What is it?
When you propose to somebody at Disneyland or Disney World, you have to get permission to do so, apparently, because there's a designated area.
Really?
I mean, according to the story.
Who knows?
Right?
I saw this. I thought it was like a fake story just to get attention.
Oh, if that's the case,
I don't know,
relieved,
but yeah,
because this guy deserves a fucking punch to the nose.
It's at Euro Disney. It's in Disney Paris, right?
There's permission that has to be granted, and you go through the whole rigmarole of.
You haven't seen this spot where the guy's proposing some guy with a way too tight shirt. So I don't like the guy anyway. Some fat guy with a white T-shirt on that's like a men's medium.
You don't like him?
He's European.
He's proposing, and some Disney employee straight up like takes the ring out of his hand and like, oh, get away from here
In the most obnoxious way possible.
I think
and
it's
apparently
fake.
he was just like not in the right designated area where he was supposed to, but like in the vicinity. So this piece of shit. Go ahead.
Look at this.
Interrupted a marriage proposal at the amusement park. The video posted on Reddit shows a man dressed in white kneeling to make the proposition of life. And suddenly a park employee with Mickey ears rushes to the stage and snatches the ring from the man's hands, then scurries down the stairs, urging the couple to go down.
Kidding me?
The baffled couple looks at
This
the
guy who
man
looks like
before
Andy Ruiz
following him.
should have knocked him
The viral
out.
clip was originally posted by Redditor Waskatlan who said he
Sorry,
knew the
rules
man
are
in the
rules.
video. Disney said the park apologized
Andy
to the
Ruiz should have
couple
fucked
for
them
the
up.
outage.
But you know what? You know what's sort of cool about it?
Nothing.
They're forever famous.
Nah.
Their engagement got international coverage.
I would have fucking need that guy in the balls.
And who are you to snatch the fucking ring? Get over here.
And continue down my way.
Holy shit, bro. That's some balls.
I would have
right
need
there.
this guy in the balls.
Damn, Rich.
There he
Like,
is.
There's nothing.
Proposition.
There's nothing that guy deserved more
Than a knee to the balls.
Yeah.
But you know
never
what?
knee a man in the balls unless they deserve it.
You know, I feel like that guy deserved a punch to the gut for sure.
No, knee in the balls.
Yeah, he was wearing his Mr. Clean outfit. Andy Ruiz, sorry that happened to you, buddy.
It's Mr. Clean.
But and then the final fluff, because Spot wants like some of the fluff news.
Yeah.
It's not a water skiing squirrel. There's a
That
guy.
the squirrel can water ski.
There's a guy. I saw this on Lad Bible, but it's gone viral. He's been trying. His whole gimmick was every day I'm gonna try. My dream is to run on water, and every day
I love
he
this
tries.
guy.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Sure enough, is gotten 1 million likes, 1 million hits, millions of views now.
Every day he tries something
Every day
different.
he tries something new
And it
to
never
fulfill his dream
to run on water.
Like, and then his mom's there. He's like, why don't you tie pillows on your feet? And then there's people submit like
ideas.
Yeah, you should rub yourself in oil because water and oil.
Yeah, he
And
does
so
every
he rubs
dumb-
himself in
yeah.
oil, and like his stupid gimmick is like on to like day like 100 and something where
Still
he
haven't run on water.
and he runs into the pool and it's so dumb, but he found his gimmick.
It's pretty.
That's
funny.
really it. Like he found his gimmick and he's famous for it now. He's trying to fulfill his dream. He's gonna get some
What's
sort of
your dream?
sneaker sponsorship eventually.
Yeah, he's sponsored by Yeezys now and makes $1 million.
Yeah, so there you go. There's the guy. He's tried, slide step flow. Like he's tried everything.
Okay, hang on. Sorry.
So here's the guy. Oh, so
Get
he's
out of the way.
training.
He's training.
He's training. It's his lifelong
Pillows
dream.
on his feet.
Yeah.
A noodle tied to him.
It's just amazing. What?
Like, every little thing he does just
Yep.
doesn't work, Spot.
You know what's really weird about it though? There's still a part of me that's like, oh, is this gonna work?
No, it's not gonna work.
Like even though you know the outcome.
Look how they float. Splash. They're not very tight, and I'm scared that they'll come up.
Tapes
with
them on
my
his
run,
feet.
So I'm just gonna tape them on my feet.
Because they float, the sandals float, so maybe they'll help.
understand like how water and surface tension
The
works.
dumbest things that hit, man.
And gravity. More surface
Here he
tension
goes.
than anything.
Oh, he didn't do it.
Surface tension.
So dumb.
Just giving up.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
he's
here-
day 25.
Oh no, he's still going.
Pillows on his feet. Yeah,
can
he
I
tries
skip
something new every day.
Oil,
he's got buckets.
everything.
Buckets on his feet.
everything.
See how the buckets go.
But now
I'd vote
he's
for the
gone
buckets.
into the millions.
I may need to practice running with them.
He's training.
It's
Still
going
training
much
every day.
better now, yes. Oh,
Can you
yes.
imagine?
Oh, yes.
Here we
I'm
are.
so ready.
Here we are, professional broadcasters every day trying to build an audience. This guy has millions of people.
So dumb.
It just is what it is.
I had hope for the buckets.
Such is life.
I
Oh, Spock.
really had hope for the buckets.
Covino mentioned it before. I texted it to you. Escobar and the Mets hit for the cycle, which I think is
Amazing.
it's amazing because while hitting a couple home runs in a game is impressive.
What does that mean again?
A cycle means you in the same game you hit a single, double, triple, and home run. And what's crazy about that is sometimes you can hit 2 home runs in a game, and that's very impressive. But to hit one of each, the triple is the hardest, right?
So hard.
The triple's the
And
hardest.
the fact that he got that at his
That was his last at bat.
last
So
at-bat, that's awesome.
Someone put together like a 30-second compilation of all his hits.
Escobar pokes one, base hit. That'll bring in
Single.
Alonso. Here comes Canna. Davis goes to third. Escobar goes the other way and drives in 2.
2-out rally, 3-run rally.
Escobar slams one into left center. That ball's going to go all the
That's
way
the
back
double.
to the
That's
wall.
the double. So single.
Escobar to second. He's going to take the turn and hold on there. Davis not running, and Escobar drives one to
Home
deep
run.
right field.
Bomb.
Forget that. That is way out of here. Escobar with a lengthy left.
What's cooler, to get the triple less or the home run less?
Oh, the triple.
And Escobar
Yeah?
shoots one down the right field line toward the corner, and it's beyond the reach of Mazzara. Alonso is in to score.
I mean, he's hauling ass. Look at
Right
him.
behind him. It's going to be a triple for Escobar. He's got the cycle.
Yeah, it's awesome. Doesn't happen every day, folks. And it happened in his 10th year. He celebrated his 10-year anniversary in the
Pretty cool.
bigs, which we talked about recently, that
Nice little feather in your cap.
not a lot of players even reach 10 years. The average career span for a Major League Baseball player is 3 years in the big leagues. So props to Escobar.
No, for sure, man. Now, two things that we're going to get to on tomorrow's show that we didn't get to today.
Oh, snap.
I have the greatest observation, and it has to do with the prices of things.
Bro. This is we landed on the moon segment. Are you serious?
Dickie Columbus.
Okay.
Tomorrow, I have a thought about prices going up. Inflation? A deep thought. An observation that you guys are going to be like, man.
The greatest discoveries of Dickie Columbus.
Tomorrow, price increases? We're going to get to that. You know what else we're going to get to on tomorrow's show? Do you take the easy way out or the challenge? And it depends on what stage of your life. If you're presented two things, one is challenging, but one is
How
easy.
How could you say that and not think, there's no easy way out.
There's no shortcut home.
There comes a time in your life where you have to choose between what is right and what is easy.
Well,
Dumbledore said that.
Do you take the challenge, which,
You always take the physical challenge.
Yeah, but Spot, there's something, all right.
The Sunday slide, man.
It has to do with, this is a good question for tomorrow. I can't wait to talk about it. Do you take the challenge?
Oink, oink, we'll be pigs.
Which, the challenge, my friends, might leave you feeling once in a while like, nah, that stunk. Or do you do the easy thing that makes you feel good? A story tomorrow.
Can't wait, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Two big things tomorrow, but well, let's wrap the show with something I have not shared with anyone yet. I didn't even post a picture yet on Insta or anything, so you'll be the first to see. Spot, I emailed it to you, Spot and Covino and Rich, so you can't miss it.
You got to do it before and after, though.
Oh, no, it's in the video.
Oh, nice.
I have put together a little 1-minute video of, I look at it as Ben's first haircut. Because we had taken it one time before, but Sarah was like, trim a little bit. And the trim a little bit to me was like,
trim a little bit.
Like, all right, you cut the hair out of his eyes a little bit. But he still had a mop on his head. Like, when Ben got his first haircut, for maybe 1 or 2 days, it was like, oh, I could see it was a trim. Yeah. But then, like, by day 3, you're like, yo, kid didn't get a haircut.
I love good trim.
So, Benny Boy. Sarah and I, by the way, we've decided when we first had him, our first thing was, man, I hope people don't call him Benny. And now we love calling him Benny.
Really?
Like when we had Ben, we're like, Benjamin, we'll call him Ben. Man, I hope people don't call him Benny. And now the teachers at school, we do like, yo, Benny boy, yo, Benny. Like,
oh, I call him Ben Kenobi.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Should I jump on Benny boy?
Benny
boy.
The thing was, I get it because Sarah, and by the way, Sarah cried. Like, you know, I get it. It's her baby. We're not going to have any more kids. We don't plan on having any more children. So in her mind, Ben's her baby, and her baby finally got his big mop cut. And the reality is, when you see the pictures, Ben goes, in my mind, from like baby Ben to like, he's a boy now. He looks like a little man.
He's no longer a little wooden boy?
He's no longer like...
He's a real boy?
He's no longer like little baby boy that has long hair. It's like
I will call him Pinocchio.
He's got like... I'll be honest, I think... maybe I'm just saying this because he's my boy, my son.
I call Rich Finocchio.
Maybe I'm saying this just because he's my son. And I'm a proud daddy. But I think he looks so fucking handsome.
Handsome guy.
With his little haircut.
Oh, he does. He looks great.
Handsome Ben.
He looks great.
Did Sarah dry her tears with Ben's hair clippings? No, but I put a couple of his big curls in a little baggie. Sarah wanted to keep it for memories, but because
like
Ben had those did I show
very-
you
this
Ben's
is
school
his very-
photo?
Yes, this is his very first trim, correct?
No, he had one trim, but remember it really wasn't a trim. We're like, yeah, you call that a
first
fucking
real cut.
Just to show. Oh, you know what? You know what was the deciding factor? We got his school photo back. I think I showed the picture, and I said, Sarah. I just texted it to CNR show. I said, Sarah, motherfucker looks like Fabio. It's over. I get it. It's cute, but it's time.
Yeah, the Cocker Spaniel.
Like, it's time. He went from like, oh, that's really cute to, he needs a fucking haircut, you know? This is Ben's school photo for preschool. And he looks like a Cocker Spaniel. You're right. He looks like he got Mad Dog Russo flaps. He looks like honestly looks like baby Fabio. If you're like, yo, this is Fabio's child. Cute as hell, but that's a fucking mop. He's adorable. Cute as hell, but that's a mop.
Look at those eyes.
So I put together a little video of Ben's first real haircut. Take a look.
Well, I'm going to get my hair cut. Oh, I've never done that before.
Look at that hair.
I understand now. I know I once cut my finger. I know I once cut my knee. If cutting my hair's gonna hurt like that, the barber shop's no place for me. I've gotta go get my hair cut. Oh, Jeffy.
I didn't know side poofs were generic.
I'm going to look so nice.
Genetic.
But when it's done, I'll look on the floor at the hair that was up on my head before. It'll be all gone, and I'll bet it'll never grow.
Look at that mop on top.
I'm getting my hair cut, but I don't want to go.
Kid lost like 5 pounds of hair.
At least. Oh, look at that. Less pomp, more adore. Look at that. He's like from the city of Pompeii, this kid.
Kid's getting clippers on the side of his hair. I didn't do that for the first 30 years of my life.
He's getting that Dominican cut. Look at that. Look at that guy.
Yo, fresh.
So fresh. Look at Ben. He's a little boy now. Go away video.
Yeah.
He's a real boy.
Good job, Rich.
Wow.
Yeah.
He
No,
looks
but
great.
he honestly was like, he's a real boy.
He's
a real boy.
Chip off the old blockhead, though, man. He's got your head. Like the same head. Same head.
Good for him.
He looks so much like you.
Good
It's
for
crazy.
him. Good for him.
He's adorable. Handsome guy.
Little Benny. He looked so pleased with himself. And
Oh,
I think he likes it too. Like I look at him, I'm like, I think he likes it. His hair is like legit. Now.
Yeah, he's walking around a little swag
He
now.
got a little strut.
I can see he's got a little pep in his step.
So Benny boy, there you go. And we'll see you guys mañana.
Ben,
Hey.
Ben.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. By the way, you know that
wrap it up.
That Cookie Monster song? That was like
no.
That was a big
think- I
song
don't
in
know,
my
maybe.
childhood. I feel like my dad always played that.
Really?
Oh, the Cookie Monster.
I was more of a Mr. Rogers guy, man.
Yeah, Land of Make Believe. I got you. All right, we'll see you guys mañana. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.